The Garage is brought to you by Junk Rescue! Woo! Soon the Bee Service Rescue. They just launched Move and Rescue as well. You need something removed? They remove it. You need something moved? They now move it too. Hit them up at 1-800-732-9209. That's 1-800-732-9209. Junk Rescue. The Garage is also brought to you by, let me tell you something. The Lee family, studs. Aces, great people. Tom's Backhoe and Excavation Service, LLC. Family owned and operated, serving South Jersey with swimming pool removals, footings, foundations, demolition, and all your exterior needs. Hey, blue collar. We're out here to support the blue collar people. All right? You can see by our sponsors, it's the working man. That's who we want. Until DraftKings hits us up or something like that, then we'll be all right. Now, if you want to reach Tom's Backhoe, you get them at 856-786-2460. That's 856-786-2460. Tom's Backhoe and Excavation Service, LLC. We dig the earth, been digging it since 1994. Did you have to get this frame?
Yeah. I want the AC more. Big head. Got it for $12.
Some more hooks it up, dude.
I was trying to get the most ridiculous one. That'll do.
Looks like you made it.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah. More face you guys.
Let's go.
Oh, welcome! That was a good one.
That was
good. Dude, you're not allowed to talk yet, alright? Welcome to the Garage with Evan and Friends. Follow us on Podcast Garage on Instagram. Get us on all your podcast medias. We are brought to you each and every week by Man Cave Complex. What's Man Cave Complex?
What's that?
What's Man Cave Complex? That's where you get all of our merch. And shit like that. No more promo code. Eat a dick. Now.
Don't mention that there's no more promo code.
No, it's funny because
people are gonna be like, I'm gonna wait for the promo code to go back then.
Well, we had the promo code for like 2 months and nobody used it. So, to my left, as always, Mr. Ryan Rickes.
Hey guys.
And across from us, this is our first guest of the new year. Dan was the guest of the year for year one. He was our last year one guest.
Oh, so this year 2.
Yeah, because last week, or actually, we don't know when this episode's coming out, but either way, technically, he's our first guest of the new year. My hairdresser. My hairdresser.
I'll take it.
Eddie Potts is in the house. Hey, what's up, brother?
How we doing?
Cuts by Potsy.
Thank you.
Do you get offended when people call you a hairdresser? You're a dude. You're a barber.
Yeah. I mean, I like the barber, but I don't mind the. Oh, sorry.
No, you can lean back. Just make sure the mic's in your face.
Yeah, it's a boom arm, so it goes where you go.
Wherever you want.
Wherever I go.
You just hold it, and then people get mad at you for moving around so much, and then.
I'll stay put.
Now, is it offensive to be a hairdresser?
No, because I mean, I like style hair and do more than just like barbering. I feel like when people are called like just a barber, it's like standard, unless you.
Right, like my barber used to like shave my head when I was.
Yeah.
In like 2nd grade.
Yeah, because you've been bald for a while.
1st grade, actually. That's where it starts over.
And that's why you started wearing a toupee, 6th grade.
Right, because I had to bring the hair back.
Well, part Coquisha, part toupee.
But then my barber had to cut the toupee because the toupee would grow because I had it
attached to your head, right?
Anyway. So, do you get like antsy when you see somebody's bad haircut and you're like, ooh?
For example, when I drive by people's houses and I see a bad lawn, I get mad.
Dude.
I get offended.
Also, I get mad when I see people's bad haircuts. So
yeah, it's
you're
bad.
like, give me 5 minutes. Let me touch that up for you.
And I just stare. When I see it, I usually just stare directly at it and just ponder every thought, and then I'm just like, who cut your hair? And it's usually them doing it to themselves, or it's their dad doing it, or their mom doing it, or Supercuts, Bats Cuts, or anything of that nature.
Right.
Is there anything better when you see a dude and he still just has his sideburns straight cut? Like someone got a roller, made a little mark, and he's like, all right, from here down, just from here down.
Dude, Cat of Dempsey, shout out. Yeah, no sideburns.
Cadamus!
I cut him yesterday, and I didn't even ask him if he wanted them or not. I just took them right off. Because it's people that wear glasses or just people that just don't like sideburns in general. It's not like, you normally get the Philly tape for a little blowout.
Box.
They literally
points.
just go straight for the cut, and that's it. But,
they're like, can you take all my sideburns? And you're like, no, I can't actually.
Well, the best is that's where I shave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just shave. I'm just like,
Straight down.
you old.
Don't go that high. How about that?
45 plus, for sure.
You cut CAD?
Yeah.
How many people do you think you cut? Like, it was funny because I'll put up, like, your, at, like, pots and all that shit, like, on the episode, but, like, everybody who listens to this, you probably cut their hair.
I don't know. I don't like to say a set number. I usually go with, like, 45 to 50 to 60 a week. Usually, like, 55 a week. And then I'll see different people every 3 weeks. Usually it's every 2, but every 3. So figure 55, 150, 160, 200. Probably like 200 and something, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
My God.
Maybe.
Every guy I know is like, yeah, well, I just got cut.
Maybe.
I just stopped at Eddie's and then...
Yeah. And then I'm going out somewhere.
Right.
Yep.
I wish it was in your garage still. I mean, shout out to Chris Cole.
Cool.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. Lovely ladies there.
Yep.
But there's something about
There's
being in your
nothing
garage.
like it. I know. It's unfortunate. It's the whole thing with the licensing,
Yeah.
the 3-year bullshit and this and that. And I don't even mind. It's more or less you build your book at different places, you meet new people, and then, like, for instance, every lovely lady that comes into Chris Cole, they have a husband, they have a son, they have a nephew, they have someone that needs me. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then
I see your shit's fucked up. Have a seat.
Exactly. For instance, there was a lady that came in today with her son at the same time. So it's like perfect timing for a lot of ladies to come in. But, I mean, the garage is just the garage, man.
Yeah. Have a couple
it's just
beers.
Like, it's like this.
Fart.
Literally right now.
Show nudes.
Literally. I have the Netflix. I have the Apple TV. I have music playing in the background.
Do me a favor, throw porn up real quick.
Yeah, great scene. I seen a great scene last night.
Want to show it to you.
Yeah. Don't mind my boner. Well, I have the big drape on. I have the big drape on anyway. Dude, you're going to have to stop moving.
No, my leg itches, dude. My leg itches.
Now,
my phone.
You basically do like a little mini podcast every time you cut someone's hair. You probably know so much shit about so much people. Now, what's the best secret you know? And what's their name rhyme with?
You know the guy that lives on the corner?
Yeah. And what's their name rhyme with? Dude, people probably tell you so much shit.
Yeah. I pretty much know when everyone's going to have their baby. I know when people get pregnant, when they're about to propose, when they're naming their kid. They don't tell anyone but me. And they're like, well, since we're talking for 45 minutes, I might as well just tell you the secret I said I'll never tell anyone.
Right.
And
I was going to take to my grave.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell Eddie. Fuck it.
And the best part about it is, like, I come home usually, and after 14, 15 heads, I literally don't remember one single thing. Like, I go to talk to my parents, and they're like, oh, how's your day? I'm like,
I don't remember.
It was good. It was cool. Yep, that was it. And
normal.
Yeah, and I'm going to bed. I'm like, wow, that happened today. I talked to that person. That was super cool. That was fucking sweet. And then it's just like, not gonna talk about anything.
Now I know people are different, but if you had your choice, would you talk when someone's in the chair?
Because you know how Uber's going to like start doing that. You can be like, no music, no talking. Because sometimes you'll get in a car and an Uber driver won't shut his fucking mouth. I'm like, hey guy.
I might have to have this option.
Yeah. Hey guy.
There's plenty of people I love to fucking mute the entire 45 minutes.
Nah, dog, I got a headache today. Do me a favor and shut up.
There was a guy that had a sinus infection today. I was like, listen, you don't have to talk, but if you want to, he's like, yeah, you can talk. And I'm like, all right. If I had the choice to talk or not, personally, I think it's awkward if I don't speak because I'm providing the service, so I feel like I need to make them as comfortable as possible. But if it's one of those things, for instance, there was someone that came in the other day and said his girlfriend broke up with him for, I'm sure they're going to listen, whatever, for over 4 or 5 years, and they're pretty upset about it, obviously. And I'm like, well, it's an open table, brother.
Yeah.
Feel free.
I can't leave.
And then it's like,
so go
bang.
ahead.
And then for literally 45 minutes straight, bro, it's like, dum, 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 dum. And it's just nonstop. And I'm like, yep, yep. So what do you think? And then it's just, that's it.
Do me a favor, stop crying because I can't
but most of the time they probably don't even care if you're listening. They're just like getting it off their chest.
Oh,
like, sometimes you just have to say shit.
Dude, I'm a therapist. I'm literally a therapist.
Yeah, you are.
Half barber, half hairdresser, half therapist.
Yeah.
So like, but
you're definitely mostly hairdresser though.
Mostly hairdresser. Mostly just hairdresser.
You're definitely mostly hairdresser. Damn, dude.
That's what everyone says.
Yep.
That's what everyone says.
It's not that I don't like people. I'm just not good at being fake. So if someone comes in and I gotta like do their shit, I'm gonna be like,
You want to
Not
go?
to be rude, but shush up for a second.
Yep. I would love to say that, dude.
I need to just shush up for.
Do you want to hear my daily? This is it every single time. Hey, what's going on? Sitting down. Yep. How's your day? Nice. How's work? Oh, it's going good. Blah 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 blah. Cool. So you got any plans for the weekend? Oh, and then it's a bunch of bullshit from there, and then it's usually like, all right, and then hopefully there's some mutual common ground that we can talk about. Usually fantasy football. Thank the fucking God that's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And
But also, not thank God, because I just had a conversation
But,
about
yep.
Chris McCaffrey 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
I'm not going to say the same shit to you.
that is now my keeper of the season. So yes,
I drafted him last night.
He would have been mine if we had keepers.
He's the man.
He is.
He's on the sauce this year too, so I expect big things out of him.
big numbers.
He's all
I would
roided
still
up.
take him
Yep.
before Kamara.
Yes.
No.
Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. But it's not
McCaffrey went 4 in yours.
Yeah, he did. Well, that one, yeah. I took him last night at 3, and the other one I did. Not important. All right, we have our episode, our football one coming up soon.
Technically, no. Well, we already had our football one.
Oh yeah, we don't have this fucking whatever.
Whatever. This is.
Shit, I had something else about haircut. Said I couldn't be fake.
Oh, fake is big. Conversation.
But the old barbers that, like, I used to go to, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, they used to do
Sal.
just straight,
Bill.
like, bullshit haircuts. I went to Bill
I know
for a
3
little bit.
haircuts,
Yeah.
That's it.
and they're all from
If it's
Vietnam.
not- if
So
it's
which
not
one
a
do you
bowl
want?
cut, a bowl cut, shave your head, and
Something.
I always
yeah.
went with the bowl cut.
yeah,
Some type of fade.
he did
I
until
did.
like high school.
Yeah, I was a big
I had it
bowl
for
cut
like
guy.
a couple years in like elementary school,
Yeah.
and then I was like, this haircut sucks. So I'm gonna
It's
stop doing it.
That's great.
The bowl cut's fantastic.
I'm still good
Do
with
you ever say no? Can you say no? I guess it depends on who the person is. If
Yeah.
some schmo walks in off the street, you're gonna be like, oh, I'll cut
Yeah.
off your sideburns.
it. Yeah.
But like if Ed was like, can you cut off my sideburns? And you're like, nah, dude. Do me a
Yeah.
favor.
Oh, I
switch-
thought you meant did you ever say like no to a person and be like, oh, you can't come in?
Oh,
Or like, no, I can't
no.
cut you. Oh, like if somebody asked for something, you'd be like, dude, I don't think so.
So.
I don't think that's gonna work with your complexion. So
Yeah. So pretty much, I mean, the way that I was taught, you have to look at like head shape and shit like that, and the head shape, and literally like the structure of their jaw, the structure of their fucking eyebrows, their forehead, if they want to cover it.
right, it's still science. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's
If
art.
someone
more,
comes
it's more
in,
so for females, I
Yeah.
would think.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, as a hairdresser, I guess I can do these things. So if someone comes in with like bangs or something like that, and they have cowlicks all over the place, and show me a picture of fucking Justin Bieber or something like that, and they're like, I want my hair flowing in the front, nice and softly, but their hair sticks up like a
Yeah.
mohawk. I'm gonna be like, listen, this is what can happen, this is what can't happen, and usually I'll throw a suggestion, and if they want to go with it, sure, I'll change it up and I'll do what's right. But I usually, once I tell them that why and reason it can't happen, then they usually trust me. And then once they're like, all right, this kid obviously knows what the fuck he's doing, so
Right.
I'm going to listen to him.
So I'm not your first haircut. Okay,
Exactly.
I'm good.
And
All
then once I say, like, listen, if I do this, this is going to happen, they'll just be like, oh, all right, do whatever you want. And I'm like, all right, that was easy. So, yeah, usually I'll
go.
give them, like, a nice little
cut.
suggestion. And then some people, honestly, will be like, oh, fucking hey, I had this one kid, dude. I had him today to finish my Friday. And it's just, I just literally do whatever he says, and that's it. I don't want to even talk to him. I just agree, and that's it. But usually I just, usually I just kind of give them
and you're like,
suggestions.
dog, this is gonna look bad.
Oh, dude! Anyone in Chris Cole that's listening to this, they know exactly who he is, and that's it. Yep.
How's he tip though?
$3 in ones, 3 ones.
That's not bad, I guess.
No. I'll just buy a lottery ticket right after work with it.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. What am I gonna do? Fucking 3 ones.
I get you one drink.
How
Michelob Ultra.
Do you
By the way, we're charging. I
Yeah,
forgot
right.
to tell you.
Happy hour.
do you enjoy this part, or have you had to do this when someone you had to break the news? Someone be like, "Listen, dog, I appreciate your business, but you need to shave your head. The hair is just it's too thin. I know
Yes.
you're holding on, but
You
here's
taking
what,
shots at me or what?
no. But well, you are a bald man, but like you're just like, dude, I know you're trying, but I think we lost this battle.
The
It's
comb over
time.
only works so long.
Yeah.
Now, if you want me to shape up the sides,
With your cul-de-sac.
yeah,
Let me know.
the cul-de-sac.
Let me know.
I saw
Ah,
online that like that's a thing in
the
like,
cul-de-sac.
Vietnam or something like that. Like they're getting haircut. I saw a video of like
cul-de-sacs?
people cutting hairs like that,
I
and
call
then,
them quarters.
and then
but
going
whatever.
in with a straight razor to cut like the little hairs on top.
So ready? They do that if you're going to get a big ass toupee. You know, so if you ever see those Instagram videos, if you ever see them where they're literally the cul-de-sac fucking around the sides, all the hair, and then the top is like they're balding that shit out and literally like shaping around. That's so they can draw the lines on your forehead and get the perfect shape for that toupee they're about to put on your shit.
So maybe that was it. Maybe those people are thinning.
Oh, for sure.
And they're like,
shave it, and then we're gonna draw some shit and.
Remember when we talked to the pickle guy 2 weeks ago and he took off his hair? I called it a wig. He's like, it's a hairpiece. I was like, hey, easy, Rod Stewart.
that guy.
The pickle guy.
I was
his
like,
name's the pickle guy. He sells the Zeta pickles.
Where at?
Over in the city, like Philly. Anyways, he's just like 5'5" fat guy. He's like old. Steve the pickle guy. And he looks just like Rod Stewart. He sings just like him too. But he has a Rod Stewart. Yeah, remember he sang for us?
Oh, that's right. I was drunk, man.
Yeah, same. And he took off his thing, but it's like getting fitted for like a suit. Like they measure his head, it fits on all this shit. Dude, Rod Stewart hair though. He has a Rod Stewart hair.
That's what he chose.
Wow.
He was like, I want that one.
Voluminous.
So it's like a mullet, but it's like spiky up front.
Wow.
I mean, he's not impressing anybody. He's a fucking dope, but.
And yeah, I guess you can do that. I guess technically any toupee that's made, you literally can get that.
But anyway, back to the question. You did have to tell someone where you're just like, dude, I think it's time.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out Tim Wright. Shout out.
Big Tim!
Just because
Tim, I told you.
Just because this was a bold move and I love him for it. He had hair that was just kind of just whatever. And
yeah, it was all over.
Yeah, it was just all over. And I mean, it's just long hair that you try to save. And then we went with the 3 all around and literally brought him back to life. I mean, it's easier. And once you accept it, let alone he's fucking 6'3", so no one's gonna see the top of his head.
Nah.
So once you do it, it's like, no, that wasn't too bad.
It looks less awkward once you shave it. If you're trying to hold on, like he's 27.
Yeah.
When your hair is not taking a shot at Tim, I'm just we're the person we're talking about, but like you don't make yourself look like 38 because you're trying to hold on to the.
Yeah, no, and he has a great beard. So I told him that off the bat. If you take it all off, you had the facial hair, so you were good. And he was like,
right, you have a beard. Like
that's standard.
Oh, you
if you're bald,
have to have a beard.
Have yourself a beard.
Some type of facial hair.
Oh.
To be completely just you look like a turtle. Not happening.
Oh my god, dude, fucking naked mole rat, no hair anywhere, dude, just bald.
You need something.
Yeah,
you have something to compare.
Have to have something. Mustache.
Oh, mustacho. I can't wait for November. I'm shaving everything but the stash.
I was growing mine out for like the baby to come. It's just super uncomfortable.
I don't like when it like goes over your lips.
That's what it was doing. Yeah. I felt like Andy Reid.
You gotta trim that up.
Yeah, like I kept trying, but then like they're not exactly straight, so they're just like and they start and you're just like, man.
Like if I can go like this and like feel it
on the sides.
Yeah,
it's so uncomfortable.
Just rip
and I was just doing it just to stick it to Chelsea, but real deep down inside, I was just like, this is so uncomfortable. I was like, Chelsea, this is great. Dude, there's no way that's comfortable. I'm like, shut up, this is fine. I'm like, dude, I gotta shave this, I gotta shave this.
This is terrible.
You have to keep riding it out, though. You're like, no, it's super, I love it, actually. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
exactly. You take a sip of anything, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
You save that for later.
Just take your whole sleeve, just wipe it off.
Anyways, much as I would love to talk about hair all day, which I'm sure you talk about hair all day.
All day, every day.
We brought you here for a special reason.
Oh, boy.
And the special reason is... Now, I'm going to look this up. How did this gain ground? I know he was on Rogan, and
I think it gained ground because of the Netflix special.
The Netflix special?
Yeah.
Okay.
So talk to
who we're talking about is Bob Lazar and Flying Saucer. Area 51, Bob Lazar, Area 51, and Flying Saucers. Now, that's something we bond over when we're in the chair. We were talking about it. And he was on Rogan. And the whole Storm Area 51 thing came about, like, I guess a month or two ago, which we're a little late on, but it's good. We let it die down because too many things were going on with that. Now, I know that started off as a joke, but then, like, 1 million people signed up for it. Probably as a joke, but, like...
Yeah, nobody's fucking going.
There's no way you're really going to storm a U.S.
We talked about it. Oh, they wouldn't even have to do anything. Like, they would just throw some lasers on people's chests. People would back down. Dude, they like I said, they could come out with a fucking like Apache helicopter and just go, close to the ground. You better believe those people are
all
fucking
the sand's blowing around and shit. Because all right, so people who don't know,
fucking army.
So I'll give a little backstory. Like the best army in the world.
You will die.
The world,
right? They don't even
The
need
world.
guns. They just come out and beat the shit out of you.
Yeah,
They're just gonna stare at you.
Yeah, because the people storming are.
Yeah.
What are you gonna fucking whatever that run is with your hands?
Dude,
down
that
your
is the funniest.
What is that called?
I don't. It's so
Saruto or
Something terrible.
I know it's like with anime run and shit. Because you know there was those kids in class running down the
Yes,
hallway like that. It was
100%.
so funny.
100% with capes on.
You just went triple.
Yeah.
They had no laces on their
Step
shoes
on
and just high. I wasn't a bully, but yeah, I'd stick my foot out.
I would love to.
All right, so Area 51 is a classified. I'm not looking at anything.
If you don't know what Area 51 is,
Yeah, you're a moron,
Fucking
but
live on the road.
it's a classified military base. It's an Air Force base, but they do like special projects there, work on shit that the public's not supposed to know about. And there's a reason the government doesn't have to tell you everything they're doing. There's secret projects for a reason. There's no reason for us to know what kind of machinery, armory, anyway. So
technology's probably fucking insane.
yeah, but that's one thing.
insane.
But it's not that it's a secret project. People think that there is alien UFOs are unidentified flying objects. So people think there's like alien UFO, whatever you want to call it now, flying saucers.
Well,
and shit.
people make that connection that unidentified flying object is an alien spacecraft,
Right.
which it doesn't necessarily have to be.
No,
That's
it
one of the
doesn't.
things that Bob talks about. Like, it's just something that you don't know what it is. So if Area 51 were working on new planes for the military, and it's up in the air, and they're flying through, yeah, it's an unidentified flying
we don't
object.
know what
Nobody
it
knows
is.
what the fuck it is. But it's U.S. military, so it could be any kind of flying object.
Exactly, but people
It's not
equate it
identified.
to. I never use that word. It's nice.
Yeah, it's
And
nice.
people,
Wait,
yeah, just threw that.
All
right
this
in there.
talking,
That was
dude,
good.
you're picking
That
up
was
new
good.
words.
Too many shiny, man.
You got a word a day calendar? Or
Yeah,
what?
dude, that's nice. So people equate it to just alien form or something like that. So a lot of people think that there's a lot of alien shit in Area 51. Now, for people, Area 51's in the middle of Nevada, the desert, and don't assume it's like the size of Walmart. Like, it is the size of probably this town.
You can't
like,
fly over it.
You can't go near it.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
That's the thing. That's also, people want to storm it. You probably can't get within 100 miles of it.
Nah.
And 100 miles is from here to the Poconos.
And they know that you're there.
Oh, for sure.
You better believe that it's not somebody standing there at the top of the building looking around and being like,
Yeah.
I don't see anybody, so I think
it's
we're
not
good.
the asshole who hit the iceberg on
Yeah,
the Titanic. I don't see nothing.
No, they got
Last
fucking
second.
technology.
Make a sharp left.
Yeah. They see everyone coming.
Make a real sharp left. Yeah. Anyway, so you're gonna have to cut this one. There's a big iceberg. Man. And then Bob. All right. So Bob Lazar, Bob Lazar, as I like to call him,
Oh, yeah.
Nobody else does.
apparently worked at. Well, it's not apparently. He definitely worked at S4, which is a unit in Area 51. So he is. What's the word? What did we use earlier?
Like nuclear
Scientist. Anyway,
type deal.
he like built like jetpacks and shit, and put it on like his Honda Civic and his
Yeah.
skateboards and shit when he was young. Like,
like a jet car.
he's a brilliant man.
In the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, like he's a legit scientist. And I think he started working there when he was like 28, 27, somewhere around there. So Bob Lazar is definitely a super smart guy. We'll get that going. He started getting freaked out because he claims that he worked on what would you call this? I know it looks like your typical UFO kind of thing,
Yes.
but a saucer,
So,
flying
It's a flying
saucer.
saucer.
so his job was in propulsion. So it was his job they had flying saucers within Area 51.
Apparently 9 of them.
And it was his job to figure out how those flying saucers worked so that they could replicate it in U.S.
Right,
Air
they
Force
wanted to rebuild
technology.
them. So he had to deconstruct. His job was to deconstruct
Right.
the whatever you want to call aircraft that he was working on.
Yeah.
Right.
Now he was getting freaked out. I guess the hours he worked were all bad, and I don't know why he decided to release. I don't know why he decided to release it to the public
I think
because he got fired or something, right?
He said, I think the biggest thing with him is that he said this was like the biggest breakthrough to science, like ever, and that it like scientists needed to know what he was working on. Like it was almost like a privilege that he was getting to know what this thing was, like whatever that what is it
I know, a lot of tough
151 or
terms.
element 151 or whatever
Yeah.
it is. that he said everyone needs to know what it is, just because it literally broke through every type of fucking Newton
Yeah, he
law.
said the
Like-
technology didn't exist. That
Yeah.
he was, like the things that he was trying to figure out didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like he kept saying like how he couldn't put his hand
Yeah,
on the
it
thing.
really pushed it backwards.
It was like
a
two
magnet.
magnets, like you know how they don't connect and they just can't touch.
Yep.
So that's what he said it was like. He's like, how does this even?
He said it was insane.
But he said it was like so thin.
It was like,
it's
it
so
was like a petri dish.
All right.
That's literally what that top right thing is.
Yeah.
That was the petri dish,
Yes,
and he explained it like
we're looking at a photo that Bob Lazar
Yeah, so change the.
drew, and Eddie bought and had him sign it.
Yep. If you
So-
go on, what is it, nuclear?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one. I'm
Yep.
gonna buy one and get this bed.
You can buy for, I think it was like a total of $33, and you can choose if you want his signature on it. His actual signature.
So this drawing
Mhm.
was from the Netflix documentary.
Yep.
It is of the spacecraft that he worked on,
Mhm.
and as he's drawing it, he shows what each thing. This is the overhead view, and the outside is like the
It's definitely a heart around it too, right?
right.
I guess that's like
There's
probably
like a
like
heart
the
shape,
force field or
the
some
force,
shit.
yeah, whatever he wants to call
Whatever,
it.
yeah.
I
And
literally
it's like-
watched this when I got home from work today. The documentary.
Oh,
I'd seen
you're
it
on
before, but I just rewatched it. I'll start chiming in because we're giving everybody right now. We're
Right, the
explaining
background
everything,
info.
broad strokes and shit, because I want to get into everyone's opinion about all this.
Right.
So we'll keep doing the broad strokes.
Right. So he talks about this spacecraft and how it was driven from the middle, but the seat was super small, so a human couldn't fit in there. It had to be some other kind of
Yeah, he said it was like a
creature
little
small-
or some shit.
Right.
Orion's.
Belt.
Classic.
And it would fly by like lifting up and then facing the top of the spacecraft would face the way that it should go, and it flew that way. It flew like belly forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So you would
The
see the
element.
bottom. So it'd be like a dog walking towards you on 2 feet. Like it doesn't fly like a plate. Like
Yeah.
picture a dinner plate laying flat. It flies lifting up. So that would be
Right, so
fucking
all the food would
huge.
fall
That'd be
off.
mad.
All the food would be completely off. But that would be a huge circle coming towards you, which is confusing.
Yeah.
Well, they were small though,
Mhm.
so a huge circle.
How big do you think that was? He says that's small.
He said it was real small, didn't he?
Like you
because
think like
he
it's
said
small, like the size of a punch
He
buggy?
said the seat was small to where you were like definitely crouched over inside of it. So I would assume maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 cars? Maybe like a width of 2 cars maybe?
So
like
bigger
3
than like a
cars?
Volkswagen.
Yeah, for sure. I would say maybe like, maybe the size of this garage maybe?
That's not small.
Right.
Yeah, not
I
small,
thought it was
not
like
small.
like
Like
here
that joint that
over
spins
to, like,
around the
This
playground.
garage is probably the
Right.
size of like a biplane.
like here to
Yeah.
like
Without the wings, but
Yeah, let's cut it in half then. I would
here
say
to like the
probably,
fridge.
Yeah,
Is what?
yeah. I
like,
would probably
what I
say-
alright, so a
kinda
car.
think
Just
yeah.
say a car
Yeah,
then.
probably a car then. Yeah.
Yeah, a car.
A car would be good.
Yeah,
A car would be a
Not
good
too
one to
much. Just
put in
one.
A
people's mind.
sedan.
Yeah.
A sedan.
I
Yeah.
said a coupe. A 4-door.
A coupe.
Oh, a coupe. Okay, it's a 2-door coupe, dungaree color.
Dungaree.
4 wheels.
Dungaree coupe. Sorry, we had to take a little. You guys don't even know what happened. All right, so we're still
I
explaining
don't know
this.
why you introduced that.
Because dude, I don't like to keep anything from the fans. I hate the word fans too, from the listeners. All right, so we're describing how big this was. We're saying it's probably the size of a car.
Right.
Yep.
The size of a car, which isn't huge for a flat. Oh no, weren't we saying something about a dinner plate and it was going to be?
Yeah, because you said it was a
Going
big
like-
circle.
Yeah.
All the people are like, obviously you said that. Move the fuck on.
All right, so let's move on then.
So, so he came out in
89.
'89
Yeah,
with
With that,
one of the first interviews
yeah, that George Kett.
on like on the
CBS.
news.
Like a talk show.
They
CBS,
blurred out
yeah.
his face and they called him Dennis.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Dennis. They did it in like a Suburban. But the funny thing is, Bob Lazar has these big fucking
You
glasses.
just know exactly who it
So,
is.
I mean, knowing who he is
Yeah.
now, it's so obvious. But he kind of looks like Bill Gates-ish.
Yeah, for sure. I wish they did that voice thing real deep. That'd
Yeah,
be funny too.
It'd be hilarious. But I was just thinking that like they were gonna fuck up, and all of a sudden like the interview's over, and they hit the lights real quick in the truck, and you just see his face.
Whoa.
Anyway, so he came out, and apparently he's saying he's getting death threats from
Everyone.
whatever government officials you want to say. Who would be in charge of that? Not FBI, it'd be CIA, Secret Service.
Yep, everything.
Not exactly. Not. You would
Government
think
officials
NASA would
and
have
shit.
more to do with it. Now that you're thinking. Now that
I feel like
about it.
NASA doesn't
Yeah.
do secret shit.
I feel
Like,
just
they
stay
don't
off to the
deal-
side and just
Yeah,
watch.
they do their own thing. They're like, we're scientists. Huh?
Yeah.
You want to see what we're doing? Sure.
Yeah, we're legit.
Well, yeah, they're legit, absolutely. But like, don't you think they would have? They leave the Earth.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like they would
We
have some
shit in
type of.
space.
Yeah, I feel like they would have some type of contact. I mean, apparently we've been to the moon. I don't know,
Maybe.
but
That's
But-
a story.
but I know there's something.
Yeah.
I know. What's his face? PayPal. What's his name? Elon Musk
Yeah.
sent that car with the dead guy in it who was
Yeah.
banging his wife. He put him in the car and acted like he was a dummy. Sent him to Mars.
Yeah, yeah. They said that was already dead. They said it
Yeah,
already
he
died.
was already dead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Car was already dead, the battery and everything. Dunzo.
So he came out in '89
Mhm.
for these interviews on CBS or
Yeah.
whatever it was, like a 5-part series, 6-part series, something like that. And he's what, 25 at this time?
Under 30.
28.
Under
Yeah.
30.
For sure.
28, super young, fresh out of Area 51.
Yeah.
So he's
S4.
like S4 within Area 51.
Yeah.
So he's like, I just want to tell you guys all this information. This is what we're working on. We got 9 spacecrafts.
He says
Alien
people need to
spacecraft.
know, and I think that he started saying it. He said he wanted to get it out for like insurance purposes, so like
Oh, right.
you'll know
So nobody would
if
kill
he
him
gets
and shit.
assassinated.
For sure.
There's a reason.
Right.
Smart.
It was smart. He's like, yeah, obviously people need to know, and it's for the good of science or whatever. But like, if I get this out on TV, at least it will be super fishy if I get murdered.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But we just talked about Jeffrey Epstein a couple weeks
Well,
ago.
the Clintons
so
are a little more better.
They don't.
Yep.
They don't give a. If they're gonna kill you, they're just gonna kill you,
They're just
and then
gonna
they're just
kill
gonna be
He
like.
hasn't
"Oh,
even
no,
been in the
it's
news.
fine."
All of a sudden, he just hung himself, and then they're like, all right, next.
Anyway, so he has a 6-part series, 5-part series, whatever it is. He gets all this information out. It becomes a big deal. They're talking about UFOs. That was the whole origination of Area 51. You probably have heard of Area 51.
Of course, yeah.
For fucking your whole lives.
Yep.
That's where it started. Now, there was a
Mhm.
thing on Netflix
Bob
documentary.
Lazar, Area 51, and Flying Saucers.
to bring him back into the fold.
And he was on Joe Rogan for a 3-hour interview.
That was long. That was long.
So,
Boring as fuck.
Migraines and
You can have some of this
fucking
vodka too if you don't like beer.
I
so
like that.
Now, this is what I want to get. So, if we gave a good enough background,
if
we'll
we
still be
didn't,
talking about it. It's all right.
Yeah.
We
watch
gave
the
a good background. Now, who wants to start on their opinion? I already know Eddie's opinion.
Well, why don't we start with our guest?
All right, yeah, we'll start. Eddie, your opinion on everything, because I know we get pretty deep, and I know where your head's at. But just the floor is yours. You got 5 minutes. Go.
Ding, ding, ding. I don't know. Bob Lazar, I mean, I heard of him when I was younger.
You told me about him before
Yeah.
any of this even came out.
Yeah, like, I listened to this shit when I was in high school. I was just a weirdo that just loved science and space and shit like that. So I heard him 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And once this shit popped off, I was like, damn, everyone's about to know who this man is.
Right, you're a Bob Lazar hipster, is what you're
Yeah, pretty
saying.
much, yeah.
Oh, I don't even like him anymore.
Yeah,
So, I
right.
like his first 2
Not even
albums,
a
but now that
fan.
like he's popular on the
Yeah.
radio,
Mainstream.
Yeah. But then once he started saying everything, it was the same shit that I heard back when I listened to it on YouTube and heard these random rumors that nobody ever believed. And then the biggest thing was this Element 115, which we were fucking talking about, and how he described that. And if you watch it today, he described something with like the bowling ball and the way that you put it on a mattress and that forces the, I guess, whatever he wants to call it, the gravitational pull of this
Mhm.
UFO. And I mean, the amount of shit that he knows and talks about and just
Right, 'cause that's-
spits facts at. It's
Sorry,
like-
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But that's how it moved. So
Yeah.
he said if you put a bowling ball on a mattress
hmm
and then push your hand down at the end of the mattress,
Yep.
the bowling ball will roll towards your hand.
Yep.
That's how it moved. It created a gravitational force in front of it
Yep.
and then moved through it like
So
that, so
you
it could go
literally-
super fast.
Yeah, so like they said,
Sorry,
wherever
so-
you place this thing, it goes immediately.
Right.
As fast as, I guess, speed of light or speed of
Right.
whatever.
Start, stop, turn, move,
Yep.
bang,
As
bang, boom.
fast, and that's pretty much how I would imagine things to fly through space, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
So I guess
So
knowing that much shit, how do you make that up? How do you just make up a random Element 115? Like, how do you just make this random term up and come up with this example and this random diagram and everything, and then explain it so thoroughly, and then that's it. How I don't know how that would be. I guess you.
Ev?
All right, can we all agree? There's no way the universe is infinity, is
For
what
sure.
they say.
100%.
So what infinity means, to break that down. Obviously, people are like, oh, infinity is just forever. It's easy to say that.
Yeah.
But we can barely think back. 10 years ago is when we graduated high school. You can remember that.
Mhm.
Can you remember 20 years ago? It's a little weird because we're only 9.
Yeah.
You remember a little bit, not much,
Right.
a little bit.
Bits and pieces.
Plus, they say your memory fucking lies anyway. Your memory's not even 100%.
True.
So you keep going back. Now, say you go back 100 years. I mean, we weren't alive, but shit like that. So infinity is every scenario possible going on right now. So there's 3 guys in a garage right now, but Eddie's sitting here.
Yep.
And then there's one where you're sitting there.
I'm you.
And there's one, when it's the garage with Eddie and friends.
With my
There's
facial hair.
every single, I'm the hairdresser.
Yep.
You're the bald hairdresser. There's every single scenario.
I'm bald in every one of them?
Infinity
I'm
means
bald.
that there's this going on somewhere else in the galaxy, somewhere else. It's nonstop.
Every possible scenario.
Every possible
This is
scenario.
Bud Light.
Yes,
That is
anything,
Corona.
just-
everything.
The littlest thing. This is Z. This is all right. I explained it a lot,
Way too much.
but we can all way too much. We get it, dude.
5
Alright.
more scenarios.
Yeah,
How about
okay.
that?
Okay, we get it, Frank. Now, do we all believe? There's no way I could be naive and say we're the only living humans in the universe. That's why I was saying it's infinity, apparently. So obviously, we're not the only living life.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's no way.
You have.
It'd be
you're
ridiculous to
full.
think that.
Like I've said before, there might not be humans in a place that we can talk. Again, if we're going back to the infinity scenarios, obviously there is.
Mhm.
But if we're just going back into places that we can see, maybe not places that we can travel to, but the galaxies that we can see, they're on a picture and they're
Right. What's
big.
our solar system? 7 planets, 9 planets.
Yep. Something like that.
But
11.
if
Uranus might not even be one anymore.
Yeah, they took it out.
but there might not be humans on that planet, but there's life there. Life is going to evolve in a different way.
Right. I'm not even talking about
Somehow.
bacteria. I'm talking about there's got to be some type of creature.
Anything.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It might not be a
What?
creature. It might not relate to. It might not be a lion or a fish
Yeah.
or a fucking giraffe. It might be this thing
A
that you.
goofy looking alien, like you
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking centipede or something.
Exactly.
So there's no way that there's got to, and like you said, there's only 11 in our solar. Who knows how many
Something
solar
like that.
systems there are?
Oh my
I don't
God.
fucking know.
Dude, Men in Black. That
Mars-
thing on the cat. That's our
Yeah.
fucking galaxy.
Yeah, Ryan's belt was a little
It's our
necklace
eyeball,
thing.
dude.
So and Mars is how far away? How long does it take to get to Mars? 6 years?
Oh, it was, something ridiculous. Mars. Let's see.
I don't know. Matt Damon's still up there. We haven't gotten him
Yeah,
yet.
right. All shit blue.
But all right,
the
so
plants are
for my
everywhere.
long story, and I'm not being biased. I want to believe. I know there's aliens. Do I think? All right, just to break down Bob Lazar. You say, I don't believe him.
Okay, so Eddie said, "What did you end up with, Eddie?" You were like, "How do you make all that stuff up?" And
He's a genius.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's just so much.
Now, if you're
shit.
if you're a liar, you get caught in your lies. You
For
know,
sure. Oh,
you know what I mean.
For sure.
If you're telling the truth is always the same.
Yeah.
If you're a liar, you get stuck in your lie here and there.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's been doing it for 20 years. I give him that. I believe he was working on something government classified
Mhm.
for sure. I don't believe it could. You know what? It could even look like this. I don't believe it's alien that crashed and it was an alien
Mm-mm.
and that they brought it in there and they're keeping secrets. Of course, the government's keeping secrets from us. We don't want to know everything. I don't think aliens touched down in Earth and we have one of their crashed shit. Now, like his whole gravitational pull and all that shit. I don't think so. I don't think so. I believe he was working on a classified aircraft,
okay,
and he's super smart. I'm not taking any of that away from him. I don't think there was an alien driving that, crash it into Earth, and then they picked it up and brought it to
so is
S4.
it just the extraterrestrial piece of this that you don't believe? Do you believe the idea of how they were flying, maybe not how
small
they were flying?
Like small seat stuff. Like how there was a small seat like that. Like
Well,
why be a small seat?
they said they went. He took some of his friends there
yeah.
at night during the flight
Mhm.
simulations or whatever they were having, and he was showing his friends how this aircraft flies, and it would fly fast and then stop and turn at a right angle and up and down and over and out.
See, there's so much weird shit with me too. I hate the whole night thing. Anything can happen at night. The night's weird as shit.
So
when you walk up your driveway, sometimes you're just like, fuck it, and you start running to your front door because the night just scares people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you get all weird. Like, you'll be going up the stairs and all of a sudden you're like, ah, and you just like start running real quick up the stairs like, good play, good play!
Someone's about to grab your ankle.
Like, you don't even want your feet out of your blanket
No.
in the dark.
No.
But where along all of his explanation do you say, okay, here's where everything from here on is bullshit. Everything from here over might be true.
Mm-hmm. See,
like you said you think he's working on something. You said
there's no doubt he didn't get hired to work there.
Right.
He was definitely working there, and he was working on classified.
And you said that you don't think it was aliens. So they're like kind of the spectrum, but there's a bunch of shit in between that he talks about how it works and the elements and the technology.
I think he started
it.
getting a little carried away. I
I kind of have an idea of what I would personally think.
I think he started to get a little carried away, and then people were like, oh, well, why would it? Everybody likes the attention. So if he could get the attention, he's a brilliant man. He starts doing this. Maybe somebody fucking ticked him off, and he was just like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that he got threats from the government shit, because the government said, you probably signed this contract.
Yep.
You ain't allowed to say shit. And there's consequences that come with that, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, his phone, this is a little side story. This is fucked up. Because, all right, so the documentary was decent. It did get boring. I started, like, fading a little bit. But him on Rogan is why I stopped. If I just seen the documentary, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But I listened to him on Rogan first, and I was like, this dude's full of fucking shit.
What did you like better, the documentary on Rogan or documentary?
If I would have just seen the documentary, I would have been all in. But since I heard him on Rogan, I was like, this dude's backpedaling. He's not. His facts aren't clear.
He was kind of backpedaling
because he kept being like, oh, I don't want to.
I
don't want to say I got a migraine right now. And that director was so fucking annoying.
He wasn't.
Dude, even in the documentary, in the documentary, like the first
there you go.
The first 10 minutes is like close-ups of him like texting and shit. I'm like, this isn't about you, dude.
Yeah,
this ain't about you, bro.
Direct it, and that's it. You have nothing.
But like, so the director really threw me off. So if I would have seen the documentary first, like I said, I would have been like, oh, this is cool. But you can edit anything. Making a murderer. I don't know if that dude did it or not. You can edit it any way you want. So the documentary looked good.
Yep.
And when he was on Rogan and Rogan's asking him questions, it's live. There ain't no backpedaling. You got to tell me. He's like, I don't know if I should say. I don't want to get in any more trouble than I'm in.
It's like, come on.
What else is going to happen now, dude?
Yeah.
Just say what you got to say. You're on the fucking show.
Well, on Rogan, they were talking about they dropped names.
They did. They were calling a lot of people out.
Yeah, so
saying who did what. And
what I was going to say, how they tapped his phone line, and they found out that his wife was fucking the other dude.
Yeah.
And they had to be like, yo, I'm sorry, Bob. We have your phone. Well, everybody who works at Area 51, their phone lines are tapped just because it's secret government stuff. You can't be just calling your friends being like, yo,
that's what I'm doing.
But yeah, his wife was cheating on him.
And they told him.
And they told him like, yo, sorry, your phone. We listen to all your conversations. Your wife's fucking Frank down the street.
But what about also when they tapped?
Apparently, he's got a big dick too.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
Yeah, sorry about that. She seems to be having a good time, but
let her go. What about
you're better off?
Yeah. They tapped his phone when he was at his office, like his scientist place. They went in the woods. They talked, had the conversation, left the phone wherever the fuck they left it. And then, a day later, FBI was there, raiding the entire place. And, I mean, it looked pretty legit. I mean...
the pictures when they said they were raiding it?
And, I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm sure you could buy an FBI jacket on Amazon or some shit. But, like, it seems pretty legit.
So you're saying... So his cell phone was tapped.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. They're opening up in the documentary. They all shit. They couldn't get it raided.
Years later. Like, he's doing this documentary on his own before the Rogan... And they're still coming to his place, checking shit out.
They're not just going to be like, all right.
They're never going to let this man go.
No, why would they?
Ever. I mean, the only thing that I think with the UFO, like you were saying, you don't think it was any type of alien, like, launch down. And personally, I don't think what he was working on was an alien craft that specifically came from fucking outer space, crashed. They're working on it, trying to figure it out.
Come from friggin'
exactly wherever it was
Zoltan and landed in the.
Yeah, exactly. So I think personally, if they were going to do anything, this place, he said he worked at Sector 4. He never said he saw any type of alien life form. He never saw any type of extraterrestrial anything, I personally think if they found something, they tried to duplicate it. And that's what they were working on.
I believe that.
Maybe
I like that.
they built a miniature version of what they actually found and didn't show
Well, he
anyone.
said there was 9 in there.
Yeah, so they had
I don't know
9
how
of
he
them.
counted them, but he
So
said there was 9 in
maybe
there.
they just built 9. Maybe they said, all
But they
right,
said they couldn't replicate.
they couldn't do anything. They literally
So
said,
how'd they build
imagine,
the 9 then?
they said, imagine giving someone a
Yeah.
cell phone and saying, tell me how this works.
in like the 1800s.
Figuring the shit out. Like, figure out how all this works. That's literally what he was saying with this UFO. So it's like...
Yeah, but see, that makes different sense than, like, if you gave us a cell phone, we'd be like, duh.
Yeah.
But there's obviously people who are smart
Smart as
like
shit.
him,
Yeah.
who is qualified to do that.
Yeah.
Or which they think.
But if you did
I'm
that,
not a mechanic. They'd be like, oh, get the continuous trans functioner out of the trunk. I'm like,
Okay.
But if you did that today, if you gave someone a cell phone today, they'd be like, all right, let me break it down
I'll
for you.
figure it
I'll
out.
show how you do it.
right, with
But
the
if
years,
you-
yeah.
Then,
If you gave it to them in 1800,
Sure.
they'd be like, what the how
Mhm.
the fuck does this work?
Well, right,
It
like I
might
said,
It'd be
It
baffled.
might take 20 people.
the world has
fucking
changed
6
more in the
years.
last 10 years than it did for the first 2000 and at least 19
For sure.
or 2009.
But you guys don't think that there could have been an alien on this craft?
I
Yeah.
think both. Personally.
You think there could have been?
I don't think
put
any
it this way.
aliens touched down.
This shit is like we were saying, infinite. Anything can fucking happen, dude. It's literally the government that will not tell you anything. The amount of conspiracies, the amount of shit that's happened that we will never, ever, ever, ever know in our entire life. This could be one of them. Plain and simple.
So, Ev,
There's no reason
What
for
if-
the government to... All right, the government hides shit. They're never going to come out and say 9/11 was really their
Never.
fault
Ever.
because people died.
Yep.
There's no reason for them to tell us, like, yo, aliens touched down here. Why would that not... Why would
People
that...
would go nuts. People would go nuts.
Yeah, but what do you mean go nuts?
they would just.
People aren't just going to go in the street and start shooting each other because aliens showed up.
mentally, I think people would just, once they realize that there's something else out, because realistically we just think that there's something out there, we know that there's something out there, but we
Of
don't
course,
physically
We
know.
can't be naive and
But,
assume
like,
that there's not.
If someone said there's literally aliens on another planet that we know of that literally came here, I think people, these fucking psychos that are in the Midwest, I literally think these people that have these underground dungeons and shit like that, I think they would just, I don't know, I think they would just not work anymore. I think they would probably just be like, my life doesn't matter. Like, there's other people out there, like aliens.
and also, I don't
Like-
know if they would be able to just say, hey guys, aliens exist.
Yeah. Like, what?
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 Of course, they would have to be,
Like,
do
they
like
need
an
to be like,
appropriate,
no,
Imagine
this
the
is when they
media
an
came.
appropriate press conference and
This
come
is
out
when they
with a
came.
thing.
They came from over
Of
there,
course.
from this planet.
They're not going to be like, hey guys, breaking news.
Right.
Johnny, they
Yeah.
landed in Washington. Like, no.
But so maybe they're trying to find more, and I'm just trying to be.
I just can't
I'm
wait
just
to hear
trying to
your point of
poke
view.
holes. I'm just trying to poke holes in both of your things, just so
Yeah,
we can have a good conversation.
You go ahead.
But back to the fact that there was no aliens on this. Couldn't they have come here, I don't know, 1,000 years ago, landed, not crash landed, there wasn't 9 of them that crash landed, it was fucking, they could have just landed and like did some shit, help people build the pyramids, that's one of the
That's a-
conspiracies.
that's a huge
Oh,
thing.
dude, don't get me started.
So,
We got 2
True,
hours.
and then-
True North.
and then
True
they
north?
just, and then they
the
just,
Sphinx's nose.
they just passed away.
Yep.
And then there was these aircrafts that were there, and then at some point the government was like, yo, put a
Yeah.
tarp on that, bring it in here,
There's
and don't fucking
there's
tell anybody.
absolutely, that's absolutely positive because there's no way we can prove that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no way that we can prove that they didn't.
We just
Right.
don't
Right.
know.
Because we have no idea those fucking pyramids were built. We have no
Oh,
idea the
shit.
Sphinx, his fucking nose fell off and shit. What else is just super
I think
weird?
we know how the nose fell off. Don't we?
Yes, because
Yeah.
the idiots didn't put it on right.
Cocaine.
But cocaine, of course. But like
Too
any
much
shit,
nose candy.
Rock.
So
dinosaurs. I don't know why. Because they dig up a fucking bone. I don't know what it
Great
is.
documentary, by the way. How the dinosaurs fucking died on Netflix. It's good.
check that out.
It's really
After
Shout
You'll
out.
be
Shout out.
episode 2 with Eddie is dinosaurs.
yeah,
Yep.
Because I'm
after
really into dinosaurs.
Oh,
you watch the Bob Lazar, watch the dinosaur one.
part 2.
All right, so these didn't land here, or they did land here. Ev,
I'm saying no.
you're saying they created them.
I
So my counter argument to if they didn't land here is how come they don't know how to rebuild them? If they built them in the first place, how come they can't rebuild them?
But maybe they've just brought in a couple people. Maybe they do know how to rebuild them. Maybe there's a group of 10 who do. But they have these guys working on them to see if they can figure it out. You know what I mean? There's people who know shit. They're like, all right, let's see if we can get someone else to... I don't know. Because if we have some guys... Huh?
Couldn't those 10 people just teach other people how to
That's
do
what I'm saying. They don't want to teach people. They want to see if people can figure it out. To see if, like, maybe, like, all right, if these guys can figure it out, that means Russia can figure it out. So we got to get even better. The Germans can figure it out, then we got to get even better.
Well, that doesn't make sense to me then.
Okay.
Like if you have, let's say
what is your fucking stance already?
I'm not going to say it until the end because I need to be able to poke holes. I need to not have you guys know that what side I'm poking holes for.
Waiting.
Right. So if we're the 3 smartest people in America, which we are,
yes.
And we know how to build this spacecraft, and they put us in a room,
mm-hmm.
and then they bring in other people, and they're like, hey, can you build this spacecraft? How does that make us as a country better? Like, not in totality, but our intelligence within the...
Maybe they just want to see what type of people, what kind of people they can recruit to help them. I don't know.
And also, he said everything was compartmentalized. He worked on strictly propulsion. He didn't know
mm-hmm.
what other people were working on. He didn't know what they found out, what they didn't find out. Yeah.
S4 was him.
He did propulsion, and that's it.
Yep.
Right.
You want to know anything else? Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of
which is kind of weird, but go ahead.
Right. So why wouldn't they say, hey, what if something in the build of the top of it helped the propulsion?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that because you didn't tell me, so let's work together.
Yeah.
What have you found out so far about the outside? What have you found out so far about how the controls work? What have I found out so far about propulsion? Let's put it together.
Right.
Maybe we can do this thing
Figure
quicker
shit out.
than...
We don't know that didn't happen either.
True.
He only worked there for like a month.
Okay, so he just said that...
They could have definitely had...
Maybe the manager...
Group A, go with Group B, or Group C, go with Group A.
Right, so maybe the manager knew.
Yeah.
All over the place.
They could just figure shit out.
Bob told him what he knew, and then he heard from
Because you might have to build a trust with people, because there's people like Bob Lazar who just run off and start spilling the beans.
So if you build trust with them, they showed him shit right away.
Yeah.
Or they might not have been real. I don't know what they were doing. I'm just saying.
There's 9 of them.
And there was
he says there was 9 of them.
Yeah.
How the fuck?
So
he says,
do you know this one wasn't like the bottom? This one was the side.
But he says, there was 9 of them. Oh, the door was cracked open when I walked by.
Like what?
Okay.
Like what you mean?
Yeah, I see my parents fuck. The door was cracked open when I walked by.
Yeah.
I think they were fucking, or maybe my dad was beating my mom. I don't know.
Yeah, kept it moving.
They were wrestling, dude.
Yeah, they were wrestling. They were wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, what you're saying could be right too, or I don't know. We faked the moon landing because Russia was beating us or Germans were beating us. I don't fucking know.
So,
great movie director.
You were all in, and then he started stuttering.
He just didn't seem confident. He didn't sound confident to me. And then the director came in and bowed him out too many times.
So Eddie, you're still all in.
I know that was true because I listened to it. He was stuttering, and the director bowed him out. And the director sucks. Not what he directed. He just sucks as a dude. I was like,
as a person,
you stink. I know you stink. You're a dork.
So ready?
I want to open hand smack you.
Exactly.
Open hand.
Exactly.
Right to your fucking cowlick.
Close hand's assault. Everyone knows that.
Just right to the back of his cowlick. So, when did he...
I feel like we're having a debate.
Like when was the year
that's what I wanted, because I knew you guys were on opposite sides. So I was like, this is a layup for me.
Yeah. When did he actually... What was the year? 1989.
Well, that's when he came out. So say he got hired there. I don't think he worked there that long.
I was going to say, he got hired in like 86 or something like that.
Yeah,
like
because he put a jetpack on his fucking Honda Civic.
Yeah, so ready? Imagine if you did something at your job that was wild in 1986 or whatever it was. Like, say you saved fucking the town mayor, if you saved something wild that literally every single year, every single person wants to talk to you about it. Now this is 2019, and he's finally just starting to do these documentaries. Imagine how many times this dude has spoke about this topic since 1986. How many days, how many times to random individuals that, like, you have to say the same story almost every single time. And I feel like since when I've heard it, it's been pretty similar. I'm sure you added more in here and there. But on Rogan, Like, I really didn't like the whole headache thing. I thought the migraine shit was like, all right, dude, like, come on, get it going. Whatever was wrong with you, I'm sure you were prepared to be on a podcast.
Right. People have migraines, though.
Exactly. But at the same time, it's like this is my first time on here, and this is different hearing myself kind of in this headphone. And him being on that, speaking about something for probably the 30,000th time, like, it could be tough.
He should have been uncomfortable because Rogan took him out to dinner like 2 nights in a row.
True. And
Rogan, because Bob didn't want to go on right away. He didn't want to go on cold turkey, so Rogan took him out like dinner, whatever, Monday night, Tuesday night.
Before that,
like, so they got to know each other and shit. Like, so Rogan probably spent like 4 to 5 hours with them
and
before
imagine
that.
how much they talked then.
Dude, for
the
sure.
entire time. They were probably
better than the podcast.
Drinking, smoking,
that's what I'm saying, eating steaks and shit. Now, because when you want to get real goofy, the dude from Blink-182 was on Rogan. Now, he's out to absolute fucking lunch. He's talking about, I talked to Air Force colonels and guys at NASA. We're working on something I can't say. The dude Tom DeLong, he was like, you're legit, like,
right,
you took acid in 2001, and you haven't stopped since.
Right.
Yeah.
But at least Bob, like I said, Bob Lazar is a smart guy. He knows what he's talking about. There's no doubt. But
let me poke holes, bro. That's my job. So he has told this story 30,000 times.
Probably.
So wouldn't that mean that he shouldn't have any, or should have less holes? Because he's like, now's when I talk about this. Ba, 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 ba. Now's when I talk about this. Ba, 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 ba.
I would think that if you tell a story more than 10 times, you're going to add or subtract something from that story. Whether it's good, bad, whether it enhances the story, whether it does something to the story, I guarantee you, maybe not 10, maybe 100 times, you're adding something to that story to spice up that conversation a little bit. Whether he's lying about certain things or whether he's just saying certain things that maybe, like we said earlier, we don't remember 20 years ago, or we just add fake things into our memory like that we don't really remember, but it might sound good going with the story. So who knows how many times he's reiterated this thing to where he could add it in
the documentary.
But couldn't he have added something that sounded smart?
Like,
let's just say, since we were talking about Element 115, he
big.
talked about it before, but let's just pretend
Yeah.
that in those first videos he said the story like this, and then he added some stuff, and then he has since added Element 115.
Added that,
so
about it.
he didn't.
Yeah.
Let me get that straight, but I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah.
But if he added the fact that we had Element 115, this is what it does, this is why it does it, this is when it does it, this is all this information about it, you're less likely to question it because you're like,
it's a lot of facts.
that seems pretty scientific.
It's sleight of hand with his mouth.
It's a lot of shit.
Right.
How magicians can like fake you out.
Oh, yeah.
Like he can do it by not just him, just people have sleight of hand because they can say things that like
sound smart,
put you in a circle, and I'd be like,
right.
well, what am I gonna do?
Oh, for sure. What are you gonna do? Argue with them?
I'd be like, oh, well, hold
Right.
on.
That's
Element 51.
That's why you bought the timeshare. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, he easily could, but
you didn't notice he added it because you're like, no, that was there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, watch the YouTube from 89. It's not.
And then see.
And you're like,
Oh, what do we call it? The mandala. The mandala effect.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Does the dude from Monopoly have a monocle or not?
Whoa. Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
doesn't?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Oh,
but
it's one of those
everybody assumes he
Yeah,
has a
you
monocle.
would
Right.
think, yeah.
Berenstain.
You just
You just wow.
the mandala effect's fucked up.
Yeah.
Mandela.
That's what I said.
Mandala.
The Morgan Freeman effect.
Yes. But if he would have added something and sounded smart, you wouldn't have questioned that it wasn't there in the first place.
Yeah. No.
You're like, oh, well, maybe the question just didn't get there.
Yeah. Maybe someone didn't ask it or
The
something.
guy didn't. George
Kept.
didn't ask him about it. And did you find any new elements?
Yeah.
So
Like that's like the main thing of this entire.
right, I'm just
UFO,
using that
yeah.
as an example.
But like that's what I
So-
feel like. I don't remember Element 115 when I searched this dude a minute ago when he actually came out. And
Right,
honestly,
or
when I
maybe
was in
maybe
high
it was
school,
how it flew. Like he didn't mention how it flew originally.
Exactly.
Now he's saying how it
But
flew.
the thing is, I don't remember hearing anything about the Element 115 when I heard about it in high school. I remember hearing he worked there, he left, they wiped out everything that he went to MIT, they wiped out everything that he even worked at Sector 4, and that was it. That was kind of the whole shebang. He worked on UFOs, and like there was no detailed description of what I've heard, or at least of what I've watched or remembered. So, I mean,
And since then,
This is all new, so it's like
right. Well, it could be new, or
Yeah.
you could just have
or I
forgotten
could have
about it.
forgotten. Yeah,
Right.
So maybe I need to go back and I don't know. Did he even talk about it in that documentary with that?
I know
or
in the
not?
documentary, what I was going to bring up is that
Like the interview.
he had to get hypnotized to remember shit.
Oh, I don't like that.
He did. And they talked to
Is
him.
that good or bad?
I have no idea. I've never been hypnotized.
I mean,
So he got hypnotized, so he says he could try to go back into his memory and remember things that he forgot.
Now,
can't
So-
bash it. Never did it.
I can't bash it, never did it,
I
but
was gonna say, so the
Little
good
weird.
I
side.
feel like it's not helping his
It's a little
case.
weird.
Well, I was gonna say, okay, so you feel like it's not helping his case. So why don't you think that? And then I'll do the other side.
I feel
taking
like
the other side. This is fun.
I feel like getting hypnotized is just like another. I don't know. He's just trying to use another thing. So like, all right, I got hypnotized. So like, all of a sudden, he created something new that might have not ever happened. He's like, all right, here's a way to get some new info out there. Let me get a hypnot. And people, not how many people have been hypnotized?
Not this guy.
And all right, say this is just a stupid number, just so it's easy. Say 100 people have been hypnotized. Actually, I don't even know anything about fucking hypnotism to say anything about it because each hypnotist is probably different.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know. It's just not good
So-
for me.
so
That's
what
just
I was
not a
gonna-
good look
It's
for
just
me.
weird.
It's
What I was
not
gonna say is, what if, for the last 3 years, I'm not sure how long you worked there, but let's say it was 3 years. For the last 3 years, you got to remember everything about your job.
right.
You're
Right.
not going to because you're going about your day.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing what you had to do in the moment, and then you
Yep.
went home, and then you went to bed, and then you
Yeah.
ate
So
some
like,
breakfast, and you
That's-
have to. You need some way to focus on what happened July 13th, 2016.
Yeah, it's impossible because on the Serial, the first podcast I ever listened to was Serial. Was the case of Anand Sayad, the dude who got arrested for killing his girlfriend in Baltimore.
Mhm.
And they were asking kids like, oh, just for like an experiment. The first thing they started off with, like they were asking high school kids like, what did you do last Wednesday? And they're like, oh, I was probably at school. They're like, yeah, but like, what did you do around like 10:30? He's like, no, I was at. He's like, oh, actually, I was off that day. What was I doing? Like, they don't even know what
Yeah,
they did
no
a week
idea.
before. So
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But don't tell me that Frank the hypnotist is coming over to crack
jog
open
your memory.
your noggin and
Yeah.
sprinkle in some more fucking fairy dust so you remember some shit.
And especially if he only worked for a month.
I don't know how long you worked there. I gotta look that
Yeah,
up
we
right now.
gotta
While
look
you
I
ask me
think
a
you worked
question.
longer.
Yeah, I think it might have been a year.
Yeah.
I would probably say.
I
a
thought
year
it was
or
like
two.
a couple years.
Yeah.
That's it.
But either way.
But if it was over the course of say a year or two, I can understand. Like, dude, like I was saying, I don't remember conversations from 8 hours ago with my clients,
Right.
let alone fucking 18 years ago. So like, how? I mean, yeah, we gotta know how much.
And people are digging in more so to like, well, go back to what you said there. When did that become this? And then how did you move this and then do this? And then
It's
he's like,
what?
what?
It's like that was 18 years ago. I don't
This
remember
happened in
that shit.
1987. You
Yeah.
want me to come back with a response there? What,
I've
how
done
am I
so
supposed
much
to-
in my life, and think about all the shit that he does now. Like he does the whole, he builds his own fireworks and shit. So like imagine all the chemistry and all the different equations and all the different things that he has to figure out, like formulating for like a big firework. Like I'm sure those little equations and shit probably jog his memory and kind of just filter it with his new shit that he does, I guess.
Right, or you do
So,
one
like-
little thing and which is where I think the goal of hypnotism is like one little thing will trigger a memory of something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you'll walk through your kitchen and you'll hit your fucking hip
and you
on the counter, and you'll remember that one time you hit your hip at work, and then right after that, the guy next to you gave you this, and it was because of this, and then it all comes
Hey,
back, and you're like, oh shit.
If we have a hypnotist
Yeah.
listening, I'm down to get hypnotist
For
or
sure.
hypnotized.
And I'm coming
For sure.
here.
Nice.
For sure.
Love
Now,
it.
I'm going to read something before you answer something. I'm not the best reader, so bear with me here. But I'm reading this, and now this is also Wikipedia, so
Ooh.
just...
Whatever.
It's on the internet, so sure.
You gotta believe it.
Lazar claims he examined an alien craft that ran on the antimatter reactor powered by the element 115. That's what it was. That was working on. He also claims to have read U.S. government briefing documents that described alien involvement in the human affairs over the past 10,000 years. How would a government have anything to do with 10,000 years?
10,000 years. That's long.
Hold on. Lazar's claims resulted in bringing added public attention to the Area 51 United States Air Force facility. His story gained renewed attention due to the June 20th, 2019 interview with Joe Rogan, as well as the 2018 documentary about his life entitled Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers.
Right, so that's what brought it back.
His claims were later disproven, including the claim that he's ever even been employed at Nellis Air Force Base.
Right, but he talks about that, didn't he?
That
You mentioned it.
That they erased his thing. So technically, he's never worked there.
Right, and technically he never went to school at MIT, or he never...
Of course, the government can erase whatever they
and he was
want.
talking about he has newspapers that mention him.
Oh, yeah, his names are in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, employee of news.
So that shows what the government can do, too, because the government's not perfect, we all know that.
Yeah.
But...
And I want to get into some... like technology and shit like that when we come back.
Ooh. Keep the people on the edge of their seat for 12 seconds.
Yeah. No, less than that because they hit fast forward.
Yeah, they're hitting the plus 15 seconds
listening.
right now. When we come back, Eddie's pet peeves on cutting people's hairs. And then wrapping up with the Bob Lazar. We're not even doing fuck the top 5 tonight.
Yeah. It's going to be a 3-hour episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-hour episode. It is Friday.
To the break of dawn, yo!
Dude.
Tea time. It's tea time.
Let's go.
So, I want to get into...
God damn it! What's your fucking stance already?
I want to get into some
It was only a 5-minute break, I swear.
technology.
When did we... Whatever.
He mentions that
Good for
thing
you.
that reads the bones in your hand in order to get in. Like that was their
Wow. Bone density scanner.
It wasn't a swipe card. It wasn't a combination or something to get into this secret room. You put your hand on the pad
They measured your
and
bones.
they measured the bones within your hand. That and I know Element 115. There was a couple other things that he mentioned originally in 1989 that then came to light in future years.
Bruce Springsteen, Madonna, way before Nirvana, there was you two, and Bonnie, and music still on MTV.
That was out of control.
1980s. All right.
Bone density scanner.
So there was a couple things that he said existed that they used in his 1989 interviews.
It said he was hired late 80s. So, I mean, late 80s has to be, 87 on?
Or
plus.
We'll say 3 years tops.
Yeah. Those things came out later. So, I guess that supports Eddie's argument a little bit more.
Okay.
That he had facts about things that actually existed that no one knew existed.
Well, that's a good part about this. Nobody's right or wrong because there's no proof of anything other than what Bob
Right.
Lazar says.
Yeah.
So
He's his own fucking proof.
Right. No one else has come out to corroborate.
Quab, quab. That's another thing. Like the scientists, like there's mad smart fucking dudes, NASA, anything, CIA, government.
how does nobody else come out?
Who's going to be like, yo, he's wrong? Like no one. I mean, to my own knowledge,
No,
no
that's a
one
good
has
point.
said like he's wrong. He's lying. He's
Unless they're
100%
scared
wrong.
of all the backlash he's been getting.
Unless they know what's good. Unless they know like, yo.
Or they're getting paid
That
well,
could be
they work
legit.
there, you know what I mean? They're like, we signed that contract, shit like that.
Wait, but you're talking about people that
Work there
maybe
with him.
work at Area 51.
Yeah.
But I think he's
I think
talking
I'm
about
talking about straight
just
up, like,
anybody.
Fucking Einstein, Penn Medicine.
Right.
Scientist.
I don't work at Area 51,
just think how-
I work in propulsion for NASA or something like
Do
that.
you want to be labeled as that guy who's back in Bob Lazar?
No.
Probably not.
But that's what I'm saying. I think he's on the other side. So he's saying there's guys that work, let's say, at NASA.
Yeah.
In propulsion to get
That's
these rockets to the moon. They didn't say, "Hey, the shit that he's talking about doesn't make any sense." It would happen like this.
Right, because Bob
If it
Lazar
were
is
to
for
happen,
sure
it
a
would
smart
happen
guy.
like
He's
this.
not stupid or anything.
But no
But
one said
also,
that doesn't make fucking sense.
They also never worked on it, so
True.
That makes sense.
True.
They have no experience with it.
Right,
True.
because it is a quote-unquote futuristic thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know. If you gave somebody a cell phone in 1800 and said, replicate this,
Can't do
there's
it.
no other scientist in 1800 that would say, that cell phone doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No, they were
Well,
thinking
it
how to
does.
put in light bulbs and shit back then.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? Like,
Ish.
ish.
Ish. Esque. But literally.
So,
Like, how the fuck
But-
do you know what you're working on? You have no idea what that is.
Right.
Element 115.
right. So what I was saying is, he mentioned things that later came true. He was vindicated in certain ideas, certain technology. How does that... I think it's, like I said, I think it supports Eddie. What
What's
do you
your
think about-
fucking stance already?
What do you think about that?
What do you want me to think about it, dude? I told you. I don't know.
He came out with these things, and people later, years later, found out about them. They were like, yeah, they do have these bone density scanners. We figured out element 115 is a thing.
Okay.
Way after Bob Lazar originally came out and said, this is what it does, this is the element.
I don't think
this
there
is
was
the
an
bone
alien
density scanner.
in S14 or element 115, like I said in the beginning.
Bone density scanner.
So the only thing you don't believe is that there was an alien that flew here
Yeah.
in this thing.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Everything else you believe.
Some of it. He just bullshits too much though, like with dumb shit. Like what the fuck you talking about? The bowling ball. This is how it moves. Like nobody knows that shit. You're just coming up with an experiment. You know what I mean? You're just coming up with a little fucking science fair project.
I think he was just trying to explain.
I know, but he just comes up with goofy shit, and then he's walking around and he's like, "Oh, he's walking around. There's 9 more things." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? 9 more what?
Gravitational.
Because he said none of them look like that. He said none of them look like that. So every alien that came here was like, "Oh, I'm taking the Chevy. I'm taking the Ford. I'm taking." You know what I mean? Like they all took a
the
different.
nice one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking all.
I'm
We're all
taking the
taking different
Benzo.
ones.
Mhm.
So you liked the
Documentary was okay. A
but
little
you
boring, and I
you
hate
didn't
the
like,
director.
You didn't like the Rogan.
No,
thing.
once he went
I
on
don't like
Rogan,
the
I was.
director at all.
But it seems like the only thing that you didn't like about Rogan is that he was getting migraines and that he was kind of stuttering a little bit.
Like I said, in the
I stutter all
documentary,
the time.
like in the documentary, you can cut and edit. They could have asked him a question 4 different times, and he can answer it 4 different ways.
Very true.
And you can just
Right, for
Yeah,
sure.
Very
get the right
smooth,
one.
calm, collective on that.
when you're on
For
Rogan, when he's on Rogan, he's like, oh, I just can't say. Oh, I got a migraine.
He was just trying to think mad hard.
This,
He would
yeah,
pause,
and then the
he
dude would come
say-
bail him out for shit.
He would, though. He would respond. He would say the actual answer, but it would take him some time. So maybe.
And Rogan was being very respectful. Like Rogan could have
he
been
was
like, dude,
no,
what are you
take
doing?
your time. He was like, yeah, take as much time as you need. Like, this is what you need. And that's what I understand. Like, if someone asked me fucking 1,000,000 times how to cut hair, I'm probably going to switch that shit up a couple times. Just because.
Yeah,
I'm
but you're not
bored.
going to sit there and be like, oh,
But,
I
like,
got a migraine.
but
Do
then
I
again-
use the 4 clip and then go to the 3?
But then
Or
again,
do I
if
do
someone
that?
asked me
And
that,
obviously,
dude,
it's
I'd
not
probably
cutting
fucking
hair is
do
not
it.
as complicated as working on the fucking,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Then
don't
again,
take
dude-
shots at his job, dude. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, how do you know? What's up? But how?
He
but then
told
again,
you
if
have to
some-
worry about the structure of the face
Yeah.
and the eyebrows and shit.
But
You
if
dick.
someone asked me how to cut hair the same way for fucking 30 years straight, like, oh, how do you do a 2 into a 4 or something like that, and I have to explain it, I'm gonna get so fucking bored explaining that.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna switch this up just to make my own self feel different. Like I feel like if I say the same way to do it every single time, I'm gonna get bored of doing that every single time.
But you were saying he didn't switch it up.
He didn't. No.
All
That's the
I
thing.
know is I'm
But
not
he was just
100%
he had the
in.
headaches and shit. That was the thing that Eb didn't.
I'm not
realize.
100% in on Bob Lazar. I don't deny that the government erased his work history at this place. I do believe he worked there and he worked on some classified equipment. Other than that, he can come up with whatever he wants.
Element 15's wild, dude. That's like anything he says.
He
worked
drew
on,
that,
Yeah.
but if you were to ask a fucking 6-year-old kid to draw a UFO,
Think
it
about
might be close to that.
100%. Dude, if someone said building a UFO, I guarantee you if you gave me fucking 2 years, I would be able to build a UFO with fucking 2x4s, wood, and everything else.
So like, oh, that's the
100%.
Petri dish.
100%.
What, that doesn't look like shit
It's
in
not
the top
hard to
right.
shape that thing. If you had some mechanical engineers, we could fucking build that thing if we
The
really wanted to.
gravitational pull looks like a heart.
That's the thing, though. The Element 115, that's the fucking whole entire thing of this UFO. UFOs, dude, we could build them. Anyone could build a UFO. You could put an engine on it, but how the fuck is that thing going to fly? And
Right.
the Element 115, like the amount of facts and the shit that he was talking about with that.
Like I
How
said,
do you make that
sleight of hand
Yeah.
with your mouth.
Yeah, very true. But where do you even come up with that concept?
He's a very smart guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But like,
I'm not denying. It
Yeah.
is what it is. I don't care who's right or wrong. I would be.
It's just your feeling. It's both your feelings.
I would be more happy if he was right.
but
I don't want it to be wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, what he explained is the Petri dish. Like, you're going to tell me that this little fucking Petri dish that is no bigger than a
Petri
red
dish.
Solo cup or a Petri dish is 3 inches wide radius or whatever. But, like, how is that going to control probably an object that's maybe, 1,800 pounds plus? How are you going to control...
Exactly.
How
My
fast
mind
and,
can't.
like-
My mind can't comprehend something that doesn't make sense.
Like,
Like
bro,
that.
we have more technology in our cell phone than the space shuttle did in fucking 19 whatever.
Right. I see a car engine. I'm like, oh, this makes this thing fast.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
3,200 pounds.
You can't show me this golf ball. I'm like, oh, this is gonna make this little thing fly to
Yeah, no.
from here to Jupiter in
Based on some
2 hours or whatever.
metal magnetic force, but fuck, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, nobody does.
Yeah, I mean,
So you guys obviously both watched the documentary.
for sure.
I wrote a bunch of things down about the documentary, just
Oh, and the
Thoughts?
hypnotist really fucking sent me over the edge.
thoughts as we were going along
I didn't
watching
even know
it.
he did that.
My very first question that I wrote down is, why have Mickey Rourke narrate it?
Terrible. Thank God I use subtitles.
Toidles.
I use subtitles when I watch movies because,
Really?
yeah, I always have subtitles on.
Hmm.
Just so, like, I really like dialogue. I don't want to miss anything. Mickey Rourke, thank God they were wrong because didn't know what he was saying.
You can't fucking understand a word he's saying.
He was like, "Bush," and then the scrunch.
You just need something.
I'm like, is he in the closet with a chihuahua right now recording this?
Is that all they could afford? Like, is that Mickey Rourke was like, I'll do it for $100.
I wish I wrote shit
$100
down too, because once I seen before anything says it says Mickey Rourke narrating. I was like,
Right. I was like, why? Immediately, I was like, why choose him of all
get an
people?
English guy. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a
Anyone.
famous
My
person.
fucking dad.
Just get somebody that knows how to fucking speak.
Speak. English.
Again, not to go back to the hand scanner and stuff like that, but if that
That's
was how
so
they
wild.
if that was how they got in 1987, imagine all the fucking technology that they have.
We're
Yeah, dude,
laying
that's
our
just on the
flavors
iPhone
this.
now, the fingerprint thing. You're just
Yeah.
like,
Right today, 30 fucking years later,
Yeah.
imagine the shit that they have
Fucking
at.
and I don't deny that they have way more advanced
Oh, for sure,
technology.
they
but-
definitely do.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I'm not even talking about the
Right.
spaceships and stuff like that, but just
That's
Just
1986,
imagine.
dude.
how much, and even
That's
if
what he
this shit,
said.
even if this shit was true, that they have a way to like the Element 115 and a way to fly in it.
Measure
Even if
your
it was, no matter if it was
fingers.
alien or not alien, they built it. Just the technology that they fucking have
1986.
that comes out.
Yeah. Like, they literally said they're measuring your bone of your fingers. Like, the length and the width of your fingers.
I almost
Like-
don't believe that.
But the thing is, like, that's easy to measure. Because think about it. Like, your flesh and your skin, like, that ain't shit. When you get an x-ray, like, they're looking specifically at bones. And then if you think about the measurements and this, computers, and, like, that's pretty easy to do, I feel like.
But that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's now.
That-
For every
yeah,
single-
but
fucking
that was
years
that,
later.
that
Yeah,
was
but every
then.
every single door is what $150,000 to walk through.
That's
Is it?
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
Yeah,
because of the technology they have behind it.
Yep.
yeah, that's
You
what
know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean? Like
Yeah.
that's. I can't imagine what the
What
shit
they have
that they're
now.
working on in fucking 2019.
The eyeball
Because-
scanners, the brain scanners,
because it's gonna-
everything that's just
Well, that's what I'm saying. That kind of stuff.
scary.
The shit that they're working on now is going to
Can't fix
come
the brain.
out.
Nope.
It's going to come out in the technology sector in fucking 30 years.
Dude, we're all
And
done.
we're gonna in 30 years we're gonna be like, dude, can you imagine the shit that's going on right now?
We're
It's
done.
Oh, they're
we're
saying
we
like
got
you
this
can
fucking cell
they can
phone.
download your
Chips.
brain into like a USB
Well,
thing.
right,
You can live
like-
forever.
just fucking
External hard
imagine.
drive. Put
Yeah.
all my memory and thoughts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put my memory next to my Pornhub
It'll be
search.
worth $1 million.
So the
Yeah.
last thing
Everything
that
I
that I had written down is if all of this, if he's not lying about a thing, all of it is exactly what happened. From the aliens to the spacecrafts to everything that was going on. If it's all true, he's never gonna get the chance to say, "See, I fucking told you so."
Yep.
I told you 30 years ago.
He's gonna die.
Because they're not gonna ever. Well, they might at one point, but it's gonna be. We're a long way away. If aliens exist, we're a long way away from the government saying, "Yo, aliens exist."
Here's, you know what else
hope
I'll say
not.
too? If
I hope
everything he says completely true, and everything's completely true, now you said like people will go nuts. Do you know what will
Yeah.
happen to me? If everything's completely true,
Nothing's
All-
gonna change.
nothing will fucking
We're gonna
change.
talk about aliens a lot
We're just
more.
gonna have
on here, I'll
another
tell you that.
conversation.
Like,
That's all.
like yeah, it would be
Should have
awesome.
another
It'd be cool.
podcast.
Like, oh, that's decent. But like,
Yeah.
nothing will fucking change it.
Well,
Right, fundamentally.
We'll have another podcast talking about.
It's the same
what
thing
you
as
think.
when a new president gets elected.
Yep.
Nothing fucking happens. I still got to go to work and try to pay my mortgage every month. Like, there's never been anything that's been so crazy. Like, people are like, oh, well, the world's flat. Like, I'm like, if I found out tomorrow that the world's flat, what's the fucking
What are you gonna drive
difference?
to the fucking edge and hop off?
What's the difference, really?
Right, but you be watching videos about that shit.
You're on
like,
YouTube.
Yeah,
You're
and you
immediately
be
on
watching
YouTube.
videos about fucking
So-
aliens.
All those missing kids, they just fell off.
They're going. Where do
Right.
they fall to? But
Where-
then there's questions like that. Where do they fall to? Where do you go?
Well,
What's down there?
now if we
Who
start
knows
getting,
about that?
like without
Right.
if we
That's a lot.
stop talking about Bob Lazar and start talking about that shit, that's when it gets super fucking scary.
Yeah.
Because everyone like believes in like their religion, their Bible, but like obviously there's no way Jesus like he was put here, so the earth was already born. Oh, he's God's son. Mary didn't get fucked. She just had
Yeah.
Jesus. Wrong.
Popped out of nowhere.
Wrong.
Slow down, because we can't afford. That's 3
We're gonna-
podcasts
We're
right
gonna
there.
venture into something
Yeah.
else.
We gotta reel it back in.
Okay.
But he's never gonna be alive
To
if
find
all
out.
of this stuff, because slowly some of the things that he's talked about have come to light.
Yeah.
But he won't be alive for all of them to come to light, so he's never gonna be able to say, "Told y'all, motherfuckers. I've been telling you for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. You haven't been listening. You've been having podcasts called The Garage with Evan and Friends and shoot me down. I fucking told you."
Yep.
And I
And
feel
how
like that
old is he?
sucks.
How old is
He's
he?
like fucking 50.
So he could be alive for another 35.
Yeah, I mean he's tops probably 60,
For sure.
and
There's no way.
he's still gonna get $33 off me for this fucking
Oh,
thing
yeah.
I'm gonna buy.
You have to have it.
I have to have it.
Just the fact that I literally commented on his page and I was like, where can I get one of these? And then someone DM'd me and said, oh, go to this fucking website, blah, blah, blah. It's $33. And you can get his autograph. And I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, no, there's no
And I
doubt I'm
mean,
not buying that.
It's just,
Right. If it was 150,
Yeah,
then you're
I'd be
like,
like, nah,
"Ah,
you're
I
out of
don't
here."
know, so.
yeah, no.
It's a conversation piece.
It is.
All right, so how do you guys think the world was created?
No.
Oh,
So, the moment of truth. The moment we've all been waiting for. I'm on Eddie's side.
Okay.
Nice.
I felt like he seemed uninterested in lying.
I was gonna say because I don't feel like he's super genuine.
See, I felt like
he was
he
grandpa.
I
was
feel like
like
he likes the attention.
he was like, "Do you want to talk about this?" Yes.
If
No.
not, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. We can talk about anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about this, we'll talk about this. I'll tell you about this. You don't believe me? Okay.
No, he didn't say that. Not on the podcast.
No, he didn't say that, but that's how he came off to me.
No, he definitely wasn't. Because even that one dude, George Kett, was like, you have to catch Bob at the right exact time, at the right exact place for him to talk about all this.
Right, but that's what I mean. That's like he
I can
wasn't
see that, though.
he wasn't
I
looking
see
for
that.
people to say, "Does anybody want to talk about this? Does anybody?"
Yeah.
This is what I was saying. I was talking to this guy
Can you
over
hear
here,
me?
and he said, "Yeah, is it loud enough? What's going on? Anybody over there?" Like he was just like, "If you want to talk about it, George, okay.
Like,
If
listen.
you want to talk about it, Joe. If you want to talk about it, director of
Let
the
me know.
thing, okay.
And like he
But
even
otherwise,
said-
I'd rather not."
Yeah, and he was even saying, like, with the whole alien thing, he was like, listen, I didn't see any aliens. I didn't
Right.
see any type of extraterrestrial life form. I worked on this. I was in this section.
He
And
told
he
the
said-
facts.
That was
No,
it.
he said he read a document,
On what? Which one?
the thing I read
Joe
earlier,
Rogan?
briefing that, no, he said that he read government documents that said they had alien contact for the past, whatever, 10,000 years or some shit. Which doesn't make
And
any
that was
sense.
also wiki.
Right, that would just right.
I mean,
It
we
still
could-
doesn't make any
I
sense.
mean,
10,000 years doesn't make
whatever.
fucking sense.
Yeah.
Right, but if it's gonna be a secret, it's gonna be passed. The government's gonna find out about it.
Oh,
Which
they
I gotta
know
watch
everything.
that.
That's the thing. They fucking. I feel like no matter what you say, whatever you put out there, like they are the ones controlling everything.
Of course they
you
are.
can't do anything.
We gotta watch that documentary called The Family.
Oh, with the arms
Yeah.
spread out with the green symbol joint or the green
Yeah.
cover photo.
We got to watch that.
I thought that was. I thought I was gonna watch something else the other day. I thought that was
Eddie
something.
Part 2 is gonna be. We're all have to watch
There
The
it is.
Family.
The family.
Right.
What is it about? Is it about
It's the people who run the
conspiracy
USA. It's this Christian organization who's all government.
Whoa.
It's kind of like what do they call them? The
Illuminati type.
Illuminati, the Masons,
Masoners and shit like that. Stonemasons.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that.
I believe that way more than aliens because that shit's
That goes back into the pyramids, though.
that shit.
If you want to go really deep, that's a stonemason.
Well,
shit.
that's kind of what I was referencing when I was talking about that 10,000 years. Like,
Yeah.
those are the people that knew
That's
it, and
way
then
back,
those
dude.
are the people that got involved in the government when the government. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they ran that shit. So that's why 10,000 years doesn't bother me, because it was the people that were running things, pass it along to the people that were running things, pass it along to the people that were running things, and then eventually we're just
I
here.
just like to see things
Well,
in
regardless.
video.
Yeah, but at one
or
point where you were like,
shit
dude, stop handing me these papers. Like these people were fucking monkeys. You were
Yeah.
handing them to me.
out of their minds.
Like they were fucking
Right,
like
but
cousins and shit.
they're always like added. Whatever. We don't
Yeah.
know.
Anyway, sum up. We don't know, but
No, for sure.
it's fun.
It's fun to talk about. Top 5.
Yeah, I gotta pick.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I know you are.
I was nervous to talk out of
Oh, no.
So I was gonna say who started, who came up with this?
I did.
You did. Nice. Did you make it yourself?
We actually had
No, so
we had talked about it like at some point in the summer, and there was like back-to-back songs. So I wrote it down, and I was like,
Turn up, let's go.
welcome to the garage. To the garage with Evan and friends. Follow us on Podcast Garage on Instagram. Get us on all your podcast medias. What else do I say? Check us out on Man Cave Complex. That's where you get all of our merch. It's been a long night. You can tell when we're doing the top 5
Let's go though.
Alright.
because we've just been talking for 2 hours and now I'm trying to redo the thing.
Right.
To my left, as always, Mr. Ryan Rickus.
Hey guys.
Across from us tonight, my hairdresser.
Again.
My hairdresser, aka my barber, aka alien conspiracist himself, Mr. Eddie. Eddie Lazar. Eddie Lazar.
How we doing?
Good. So our top 5 tonight is kind of hard for me to explain. I usually explain the top 5. Rye, what's our top 5 tonight? Because I'm still confused.
So the best top 5s always have a long explanation.
Yeah, I
to be
can't put them on
honest
Instagram. It's gonna be
Yeah. So we're looking for songs that you hate, but when somebody else forces you to listen to them, you're into them. There are songs that you don't necessarily want to be blasting at a red light with your windows down, but if you did and you embraced it, everyone else will respect you. There's songs that you hate, but they get stuck in your head somehow,
Okay.
some way. And an example, I thought it was a good example.
No example.
No. Well, no, it's not. Is it on your top 5?
I don't know. You didn't fucking say it.
Let's
We
hear it.
talked about it.
Oh, Vanessa Carlton. No.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I took that off.
Vanessa Carlton's Thousand Miles.
Making a way back down.
Because I just think of that scene. What is it? White Girls or
White chicks.
White Chicks? Terry
They
Crews.
definitely can't make that movie now.
For sure.
Terry Crews
Yeah,
is
right.
dancing to it.
Yeah, for
It's a
sure.
song he pulls up, and you're like, turn that fucking stupid song off. But then he's embracing it, and you're like,
Such a jammer.
if I could
I
fall
will join you.
into the sky.
See, because there's like bad songs that I really do like. I mean, I won't have my windows down, but like my windows are up. Like I don't give like I never knew that anything was. I'll fuck with the fray a little bit, but
Windows are going up.
like don't have me with my windows down in the middle of summer being like, everyone knows I'm in over my head. We just got
Just gonna
sued.
look
See,
at you.
that's not a bad song, though.
It's
in my head.
It's a nice summer song.
It's a good song, and we just got sued.
100%. Non-copyright.
Eddie, you're number 5, and I'm gonna play it. So in case you guys are wondering, when we sing parts of the songs, I'm gonna play it in our headphones, but we can't play it for you guys.
Oh, you have his list?
Unfortunately,
I got
no. He's just gonna say it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna play
I
it.
got
at
6
that
of them, but I got to back up.
So we'll sing it because you need to kind of hear the song, and it's a shame we can't play it because
This is
I'm
like
gonna-
the sixth time we did this. We did a music one.
every time we do a music one with the
Yeah.
individual songs, we think this, but
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna say mine, and you're gonna be like, "That is a super song, and it's not good, so shut the fuck up."
Mm.
But then when you hear it, you're like, "Okay,
It's stuck.
I get it.
It's
I
stuck
get
in
it."
my head.
Yeah.
So I don't really have, I guess 1 through 5. I feel like I have all top 1 shitty fucking songs that you never get out of your head.
Just ones.
But I'm gonna go with
What's your first number one?
first number 1. I'll go from the bottom up, and I
Okay.
have 6, so I'll go with 5.
Smart.
Baby by Justin Bieber.
Okay.
And when I hear that song on the radio, I feel like it's just one of those songs that it's just, unfortunately, it stays in your head.
And he was what, like 15 at this time?
Most likely.
This is straight off of YouTube.
And the chorus is just, that'll get you.
He's good.
He is good.
No, you love me. You know you care.
But you're right.
It's
Like
catchy.
if your windows are down, you're not gonna have this blasting.
No, windows are going immediately up.
It's catchy. Are you gonna play the one that's on, like the parent acceptable stations that doesn't include Ludacris?
I would like to have a little remix, a little
Yeah, you need
different.
Ludacris
I
in
need
there.
Some, I need
Luda.
Luda somewhere, definitely for sure.
He sounds so young.
Yeah, he's a baby. Wait.
Like, baby, baby, baby.
It doesn't even sound like Justin Bieber.
No,
He
a
sounds.
girl.
He sounds like a 12-year-old.
it's a girl. Yep, but this is stuck in my head for at least an hour until I hear Metallica or something ridiculous or something. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I like it.
that's mine.
All right.
I like
Yep.
it, and I'm deciding between. I need to stop, baby. I'm sorry. I can't concentrate. I'm deciding between. I have 6 on here,
Oh boy.
and again, my 5 and 6 are real close together. All right, I got to do it. I got
Just
to
pull
do
the
it.
trigger.
Let's do it.
It is a little D-Light, Grooves in the Heart. So this is a song.
Okay, here's the problem. Go ahead.
What's the problem?
I love this song.
But
I don't think I even heard it yet.
see,
Hold on.
Ev's already dancing.
Yeah, because I really do like this song.
Okay. Well then, we're on different
Hold on,
pages
hold on.
because this is Grooves in the Heart.
I remember this music video.
Jam with it. 100%.
My windows down, don't care.
But that's what I'm saying
I
because
should be in a Suzuki.
you are embracing it.
Oh, we are
You know what I
definitely
mean?
embracing this.
I wouldn't dance for
Oh, yeah.
you.
Banging
Oh.
song.
Song
I think I hit all the notes, by the way.
That was
Although
pretty- yeah, it was
it's a
pretty
little bit
good.
different for the people that are listening to it and
I-
they don't have the background.
Go with your 6 and take this off your list.
Yeah.
Because this song's good.
Yeah, this is definitely a good song.
This is a good song, especially if you're by the pool.
That's why I took off fucking what's her, Vanessa, whatever.
If you're by the pool and this is on,
Oh,
drinking a
jam.
White Claw, fuck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, dude. Claw is the law. I'm
All right, so you're 0 for 1.
All right,
This
so
is,
then I'll go with my 6. If
Yeah,
you want,
you're 0
if
for
you want
1.
my 6.
yeah, you fucked up right there.
It's
Yep.
J-Lo, Let's Get Loud.
Ooh,
Along the same vein.
I gotta hear
Again,
the chorus.
so this is a song that you're like, you hear it at a block party or something like that,
Wow.
and you're like,
Black Party. I like
stop it. This song's way too old.
it.
Yeah.
See? And you're already.
Yeah, but- But you're right, this song does suck.
Yeah, it
Right.
does suck.
Because none of J-Lo songs are good.
But my right leg
But-
is stomping.
But she got
Nobody will say that because she's the hottest
Yep.
woman who's ever lived.
Right.
She's like 53.
She might be the best looking 50-year-old.
No, she has the best genetics ever, and she works at it.
Yeah.
Don't. It's not all God given. She
Oh,
works
no.
at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this song sucks. Turn it off.
Yep.
Well, it's this
Or-
and the other one. It's the horns that get you. Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, this
Oh,
song,
my right leg
this
is
song
still going.
blows.
It's still thumping.
Still, I can't stop it. I don't know how to stop it.
Yep.
But
That's it.
Groove in the Heart, that was disrespectful.
Yeah, well,
All right,
when's
maybe.
the last time that you played it at a party that you were having?
What
Graduation.
party?
At a gathering.
What gatherings?
It's a graduation party.
My number 5.
We're around-
This is where I was getting at when you said
There we
this.
go.
My number 5. Who let the dogs out?
Oh my god, I must have that on my list.
I'll
I
give you
knew
that.
somebody would have it though.
Because
I
this song
knew
is so stupid.
it's terrible.
But who does not?
Again, a block party song.
Dude,
I'm
I'm
saying-
saying all day.
If you're
When the party was like the party was bumping. Hey, yeah.
like, this song is the worst song in
Terrible.
the world. But if I'm at a red light, my windows are going up immediately.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not turning off my car,
Can you imagine making this song?
dude, I might turn.
The
turn off.
Baja Boys?
Yeah.
I would turn off my car just in case.
Eco-friendly. Just turn
Yeah.
the whole
Baja,
fucking thing
I'm
off.
sorry, Baja Men. They're
Yeah,
not, they're
Baja
not boys.
Men.
Yeah,
They're
but
Baja
like,
Men.
tell me you're not gonna be
Arrow
like,
Men.
you're not just gonna be sitting there later and just be like, who let the dog out? Terrible. Turn it off.
But it is
As a group of men saying, "Ho ho ho!"
Right.
Like, what is the fucking? What are you doing?
I knew these dudes were like 30 when they made it too.
I was
So
just
like,
so stupid.
not 15, not 16.
they made it
grown
for
men.
right.
Baja men.
Stupid fucking song.
Let's get that.
That was great. It was a great song. Great choice. 5.
When you said that, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, this is trash.
You were like, oh, who let the dog cut?
Yeah, I was like, what else?
I like that.
Okay.
Ed.
All right. So this was a random one that I definitely had stuck in my head multiple times, and it's by Megan Trainor.
Oh yeah, here we go.
All about that bass.
Yeah,
That fucking treble. There's something about it that I fucking hate.
about that bass, and
Terrible. This line will be stuck for hours. That's it.
I'm bringing booty back.
That's it. No travel. Yep. There's that line right there. That's all.
But like you're saying, this is another song. You're like, I can't be caught. Just
Yeah, you
it's
can't.
pretty decent though.
like even it comes on, like I could jam to it for maybe like 10 Mississippi.
It's a decent song.
And
You guys are getting it. You guys are getting it.
Yep.
I was worried you weren't gonna get it.
Oh, we're
You're
getting
getting it.
This is it.
I see it in Photoshop.
Like windows up immediately.
Yeah,
Nobody's jamming to this.
yeah.
But
It doesn't
again,
make one of my playlists.
Nope. Nothing.
if you're sitting in the back seat, you're
See, I like this
complaining.
We're okay with it.
I like this
But
part.
if I
And my mama, she told me
See, you
to
know
worry about yourself.
Yeah. See, he's
I
got
love
it.
because he sounds good because
He
she's in
does
the
sound-
background. I can't wait where people
Little more booty to
they're
grab
like,
at
dude,
night.
stop singing.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but the song is stupid.
Yeah, it's terrible. He
All right,
might
my
sound
next
better
one-
than her.
My next one isn't necessarily stupid.
I
It's
wish
just-
people could hear it.
I know.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, they can't hear anything?
They can't hear
No,
the
they
music.
can't
We'll
hear
get
it.
sued.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's why it makes it weird because like he just sung and he sung it like this.
Like,
I'm thinking
I'll
they're hearing all
sound
this.
terrible, but since the song's on in the background, like, oh, that wasn't that bad, was it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're hearing all this.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, damn, that's a shame.
My next one isn't really stupid like the other ones, but it's
Okay.
just it's old, it's played out, like
Oh, yeah.
I'm tired of it. Like
I hear
don't
you.
it's too much at this
Oh,
point.
here we go.
And it's Party Up by DMX.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
interested at all.
Right. And
It's
that's what I'm saying. Like
definitely
it was a
way
song that
overplayed.
like you probably liked back in the day,
Freshman year.
but you're like, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in it.
Yeah, it's
up
just, I'm just not
in it.
interested.
You know what this
You're like,
reminds me
it's
of?
just too much.
Brian Hill, red little car, me, you, him, everyone else jammed in his car, turning this on and driving 20 feet to the soccer field.
Right.
That's it.
In
20
fucking
feet.
2008.
What do you have,
Yeah.
a convertible sun kiss?
Probably about right.
Sunfire, whatever they're called.
Maybe the
Sunkiss.
Yeah, he had a
That's orange
drove a little
soda.
orange soda car.
Might have been the PT Cruiser.
There you go. There you go.
Yep, and we played it for 20 seconds, and that was it. That's
All up in
all
some
this
dumb
song
shit.
is good
Ain't
for.
that
Yeah, like,
some
I'm not
shit.
even into this song. Just
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah,
play
and
it out.
like I said, it was a song that it's not on the same level as the other ones where you're like, this is a stupid song.
But
You loved it,
over with.
but
it's just over.
you
yeah.
were over with it in 2010,
Yeah.
let alone 2019.
Yeah,
If
it's
we're
just-
singing the lyrics clearly, that's we're
Yeah.
over with it.
Like, this is something like two white newscasters would dance to or something.
Why?
Right. Just to try to be funny, like,
see,
oh, we're hip.
Why dance?
Made in America this weekend.
Up in here.
Why dance?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep, homecoming dance.
Boom.
Yep, everyone just, yep.
Got it.
Evan,
Evan, you're number 4.
here we go.
Taylor Swift, Trouble. I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
Wow.
I'm just not
she's
interested.
she's not on Spotify, so
Good.
I can't
Good for
play
her.
that song.
That's good.
But
Good.
There's a couple Taylor Swift songs I could pick. It's just because when she comes out with a
Go ahead,
song,
the next one for you.
when she comes out with a song, it gets fucking.
well, what's your next one? If it's is it Taylor
Shake it
Swift?
off.
Shake it off.
Yep.
It just
So-
gets beaten into your fucking
So
brain.
Literally beat.
I'm actually
Bad.
more of a fan of Shake It Off because it's not as annoying as Trouble in my mind because
Trouble's
because-
brutal.
because of the change of tone. Like I've said,
Yeah.
I knew you were trouble when
Yeah.
you walked in.
Yeah,
You're like, relax.
yeah.
Just
yeah,
sing
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Up, down, up, down.
Right.
This one, Shake It Off, it's like,
I did
You got
nothing,
the- yeah, you got the chorus, you got everybody else chiming in with you, but then it's just,
And again, that was another
Overplayed.
song that was like, yeah, it's on like
Overplayed.
fucking like Jimmy Fallon and stuff like
Yes.
that, like where it's like, relax, guys, shake it up. shake.
overplayed.
I don't even know the fucking word.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Taylor Swift is too much in general
Yeah.
Damn,
because she's got 65 billion people that fucking follow her, and everyone wants to play a song and everyone wants to sing it. It's like the teenage girl songs.
Yep.
Just at the time periods, like that's all we're playing.
For like
like
a month.
Teenage, yeah,
That's
exactly,
For a month.
exactly. So back-to-back Taylor Swifts for
Should I
Ev's
jump to
number
another one?
4. No, you're number 3.
And you're up. Yep.
So I'm up with my number 3.
Yep.
And my number 3 is. Oh no, this one. Yes,
Ugh,
Katrina and the Waves,
trash.
Walking on Sunshine.
Trash.
I think this is it. Is this
It's
the right
a
one?
trash song.
It is a trash song, but
Ba-
I could jam to it.
Bam, 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 bam,
About 30
bam,
seconds.
So you're like, it's the horns that get me.
You're a horn. You're
It's a-
horny.
I'm
It's a
definitely a
terrible
horn guy.
song. I'm walking on sunshine. But
Whoa. That's it.
there it is.
That's it.
But it's the horns.
There's another song that I
keep
can
me
really.
in.
If they're not on my list, I don't know if they're on your list. But there's songs like this I can relate to that like I hear so many times. I'm like, this sucks. Like
But you could just.
like this song would be like Funky Town. Won't you take me to?
I think that's a good.
Yeah.
That could have
Yeah.
made my list.
It could have been
And you're just like, this is
terrible.
ass.
Terrible.
Yeah, that
Just
could have made my
stop
list.
playing it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Play that funky music,
Oh,
my
fuck off.
boy.
I don't
You're just
even
like,
hear
stop.
that.
Now you're getting it,
I don't
dude.
even wanna hear
You're
this.
getting it.
Stop. Yeah, no, but like I
What are we
don't
talking about?
dance. I'm all set. I'm
Right.
done.
Oh, yeah.
I do
At
the
least-
rock. I don't dance. I do the rock away.
At least, at least some of these songs, I'm like, okay, I get like
Um,
Megan Trainor. I was like, all right.
I could dance it a little bit.
This I'm just like, this is B101
Yeah.
Right.
On the
Right.
way home from work.
trash.
And what's that? All I think of is like that Zoolander. What the fuck is that song that they have the garage or the gas fight to? Is that on your list?
No, I don't know what
Okay.
it is.
It's
We'll figure it out.
I haven't seen Zoolander.
I think it's
Turn us off while you're looking.
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, right now.
Well,
that's
while
what
I'm
you guys-
looking, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Bye 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 by NSYNC.
I think it's I think it might be Wake Me Up Before You Go Go
Okay.
by Wham.
Ooh.
Wake me up
Above.
before you go
Yeah.
go. I think that might be a song.
Okay.
What was yours?
Bye
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 Bye.
Bye by NSYNC. Now here's the problem. I like NSYNC. I really do. They have good songs. But something about Bye Bye Bye, I guess it was just played too fucking much on TRL or something. It's just like, it doesn't have the good hook for me.
Well,
Mm.
I think
I know
another
the video was cool, their puppets and shit, but like, just...
I think another detriment to this song is like in the resurgence over the last like couple years of like boy bands and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and like people playing them at their weddings and
Yep.
like parties and stuff like that. This was like one of the first ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they'll do the one from This Is the End. Everybody. That's Backstreet
Right.
Boys. But like, I like NSYNC. They have decent songs.
Right, Tearing Up My Heart.
Right.
Tearing Up My Heart.
Fucking up. Would you be my
Yeah.
girlfriend?
Yeah.
Well, that's JT, so
Yeah.
No, I think that's NSYNC.
girlfriend?
Girl?
I think it's NSYNC. That's on their celebrity album.
Might be. I have a
good.
fun fact about
Dun,
NSYNC
dun,
and
dun.
Backstreet Boys. Shaq. Did you ever hear about Shaq with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys?
Uh-uh.
No.
Shaq, when he was younger, let NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys practice at his house, and he never signed them. He let them do demos and everything else in his studio. And he
Prior
said,
to like them getting big.
he said his biggest regret of all time is not signing NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys. He literally allowed them to practice and
How did they get
record.
entry into Shaq's studio?
He
That's what
just
happens
said,
when you're famous. Like
he said he literally.
we
That's
talked
what he said.
about before, Ed Sheeran sleeping on Jamie Foxx's couch. Like
Like shit like that. He literally said, he was like, you listen, he was like, I just weren't into these fucking white boys music. He was like, I wasn't into it, but like, I was cool with them recording in my studio. So he was like, I just let them do their thing. And he's like,
and
that
Shaq
my
was
big-
rapping at the time,
Yeah.
so
He said
And
that
he's
was my
way
big-
worse than...
All of them.
If Lance Bass had a solo CD,
Probably better
Shaq's would be worse.
Yeah, 100%. And he said that was his biggest regret. Imagine how much he could have been worth besides
Hey,
fucking...
And
hey,
Shaq still
Shaq's
makes a
all,
lot of fucking
Shaq's all set.
Oh, yeah. No, he's set.
I don't want to hear it.
But, I mean, before even they...
But that's
blew up,
actually funny. I never
You
knew
see-
that.
he
you
might
see
not
him on
even play
general.
basketball. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
You,
Kobe called him
probably
lazy.
would've- yeah, he
Kobe
did.
said if
right back at him.
he said if he's lazy,
But-
he's like, yeah, lazy people don't get statues made.
The headline looked a lot worse than him
I mean,
actually saying it.
Yeah, they
Of
squabbed
course,
it and shit.
naturally.
But I agree with Stephen A. Smith when he said Shaq is more dominant, but when it comes to basketball, a guard's always better than a big guy
Oh, for sure.
because a big guy can't create his own shot.
No.
You still need to pass him the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to pass the ball. Kobe
Sure.
can bring up the ball, shoot the ball, dunk the
Kobe's
ball.
so
Do
fucking good.
But
Yeah.
Shaq was the most dominant center of all
He's
time,
most dominant. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
What are we up to? Number 2, Eddie?
Let's see. What do I got working?
I know.
See? There you go.
So I already rocked out. I already rocked out 3 of them. Baby, Shake It Off. All about that bass. Ooh. So I got 3 more, and I can choose.
You gotta
between.
cut it down to 2.
Fucking doing
No, you gotta cut it down to 2, and then we'll do honorable mentions at the end. So you can still say it, but
Baby
it's not
Shark.
in your top. Wow.
There it is.
Baby Shark.
Yep.
It didn't make my list, but it's
That's it.
It's 100%. It's the standard
That's
of
it.
songs stuck in your head.
You hear that, and can you get copyright for that?
Baby Shark?
Yeah, I don't think you can. Is that an actual artist? Can you?
I'm sure it is.
I don't know,
Yeah.
some Japanese
Can
band.
you play Baby Shark in the fucking joint?
No, we can't play anything.
Yeah.
No?
I don't think we can play
I feel
anything.
like Baby Shark's like a video game song. No.
It's just they just
I
know
don't
what
know
they're
that.
doing.
What's a baby? I don't know.
Shark.
I don't know. See, we're quiet right now. We're listening to it, and everyone's like, "What are they doing?"
Yeah.
Like they can't hear us.
They know Baby
They know.
Shark.
They know.
But I'm saying it's the most addicting song in the world, like ever.
I was like super late to it because obviously I don't have any kids, and like
I don't know where the fuck I heard
And
it
then-
from. My mom actually told me about it.
I was at my sister's, and I got to turn this.
Yeah, stop. Yeah, turn it off.
But see, this song
I just hear.
will literally be stuck in your head for the rest
Oh no,
of
I'll
the
be
night.
going to sleep tonight. I'm like
100%.
Eddie sucks.
Never coming back home.
Yeah. I need a new barber.
Hairdresser.
Yep, hair.
Um,
Yeah, fuck off.
It didn't fit right.
So I was at like my sister's, and they were talking about like
Smash.
Baby Shark, and I was like, "What's Baby?" They were like, "You don't know what Baby Shark is?" And everyone was doing it, and Evelyn was doing it, and Logan was doing it, and I was like,
Look, guys, I got a vintage Vince Carter jersey on. What are you talking
Hey,
about?
what's up?
"What do you want to do?"
Hey, dunk her around the world.
Yeah, remember this?
I jumped over a 7-footer. No big deal.
Yeah, fuck your Baby Shark.
Oh shit.
Oh, what's my number 2? Oh yeah, my number 2 is good. It should be my number 1, to be honest.
Mine aren't really in order either.
No,
Yeah.
no
It's
shot.
just whatever.
They're never in order.
There's certain ones we do that are in order, but like this is like,
Right.
all over the
never in
place.
order.
They all suck.
what? Yeah.
My number 2 is Love Shack by the B-52s.
Ooh, not bad, not bad.
That's
And
two,
because
that's two
because they
that,
go
that I hate.
15 miles to the love shack. There it is. There it is.
I wish I
And right
could have
there,
it.
right there, I'm like,
Yes.
okay,
Here we go.
now we're dancing.
Groove
Now we're
shake.
dancing.
Snap.
We're grooving and shaking. That's right, Eddie.
Yep. The leg is going again. It's just,
You
it's
can't
automatic.
help it.
Yep, that's what
You
you know.
can't help it.
I like the song.
You
That's
can't-
why I stood up.
You don't like Love Shack.
Yes, I do.
Evan,
Yes, I
Evan
do.
had to stand up.
Yes, I
You
do.
don't like Love Shack.
I like-
Nobody likes Love Shack.
Yeah, no.
Do you also like Rock Lobster? You fucking...
Are you kidding me? How many
I'm
times
gonna
have
fight
I
him. I'm gonna fight
the
him.
B-52? You're telling me I didn't
I'm
put on
gonna
Rock Lobster?
Rock Lobster!
Yeah, dude. That's an 8-minute song too.
Because it's just guitar solos.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Love Shack.
I disagree.
Love Shack, baby.
This is a great song.
And
It
no
is
one
not
can
a
hear
great
it.
song. Like it's
If
that's
I'm
disrespectful to music.
Dude, on the radio, I'm jamming to this.
This is
Windows down.
yeah.
It's disrespectful to music.
This is on Ben FM. Turn it up.
Nah, yeah.
Windows down. Blue 130.
I'm turning it up.
That's when you get kneecapped.
Ooh.
By who?
Anybody.
PVC plays.
Anybody that knows music.
Nah.
Apparently you don't.
No.
How's that feel?
You ain't kneecapping me in my own car.
I'm seated. I can't do it.
All right. Well, my number 2 has probably 5 billion plays on YouTube, and I'm just sick of it. It was a good song, but it's just like I'm just fucking sick of it, dude. And like,
Was it a good song though?
I don't know, kind of.
It's either Justin Bieber or Gangnam Style.
It's Justin Bieber for
Dude,
sure.
PSY, I almost had that.
Love Yourself, Justin Bieber. It's just, stop it. And it's a good song, but like not a good song, but like you hear it and you're just like,
Dude.
like,
Ooh, panty dropper.
Yeah, it
This
is.
was on my panty dropper playlist.
It certainly
Nice
is a
and
panty
smooth.
dropper.
Nice and smooth.
It's not
Justin,
fast.
no, how about this? How about Justin Bieber's the panty dropper.
That's it.
Everything he does is
But
panty
it's-
dropper.
It slows it down, slows the game down.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah.
And it's
Kidding
really, honestly, it's not a terrible song.
I don't think it is either.
It's not a terrible
Compare this to Love Shack.
Oh, God.
Well, how are you going to compare it? Please? It's not even fucking close.
No, I know that.
I feel
You
like
can't compare
we're
any
sensitive
old song
right
to
now
any
with
new
this.
song.
Like, if there were 100 people in the room, and you said, who
What
hates 100 random people?
Okay.
Who hates this song? Raise your hand. Do you think there's more people that raise their hand for Love Yourself or for Love Shack?
Well, I'm not everybody, so what do you want me to do?
Ed's raising his
If I was everybody, I'd be wearing khakis with a tuck.
And he's raising his hand on both of them, so he doesn't give a fuck.
This one, I mean, dude.
Look that must.
And as weird as JB is, I mean, this ain't terrible.
No.
This is like a...
That's the same thing. Clearly, Taylor Swift has $1 billion.
Yeah.
So she doesn't suck, but you're just like,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Like, this is just one of those songs, it's like...
If it's on the radio, you're not going to leave it on. You're going to be like, all right, I've heard this too many
fall
times.
asleep to this.
I've heard this too many times.
Song. Turn this off.
Actually, if it was on the radio today, I would probably keep it on because I haven't heard it in a while. But it was on the radio at the time that it was big. Then you turn it on.
Well, his new song with Ed Sheeran is on the. It's on too much.
Yeah,
it's on too fucking much.
I don't even fucking listen to the radio. I don't listen to the radio.
Every song that Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber comes out with, it's just too.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yep.
Stop. You're ruining their good songs.
Yeah.
You're ruining a classic. Boo!
Boo that man. I fucked up my radio. I didn't even plug in my radio port, so I bought a new antenna and everything. I have nothing. No static. Nothing,
I always go phone anyway.
Yeah, it's phone.
It's just
all day.
I have Spotify or fucking
iPod, whatever.
Some
talk
of the most
radio
excitement
or
I have
something.
is some random song popping up from like 10 years ago that I haven't heard.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, way to start my
No,
day.
even on like Spotify or if I'm on like I find new songs. So.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I go out and explore.
Sure,
Like I love new songs, especially when you get like when you get like a good like dance one. When they remix an old song like from the '90s, like you better show me love.
I don't know what's better than finding a song that you loved for 1 month back in 2008, and then you haven't listened to it since then, and then you come across it and you're like, oh fuck, remember this song? And like you're showing it to people and they're like, I don't remember that song, and you're like,
what?
Yeah, because only I liked it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so
that much.
That's
that
why.
Much.
Yeah,
remixes though. Remixes are where it's at.
The best.
I have a Van Halen Jump Armin van Buuren remix, and it is.
Yeah, there's
See,
a little club dance to a remix.
Van Halen though.
See, I'm gonna go ahead and cut you off because that's my number one.
That is that song.
That.
Jump by Van Halen.
Jump.
So bad.
Wait, you're really about to play that
it's
song?
my number one.
100%.
Yeah.
So your one?
No, not at all. That's just weird that I said that song.
So terrible. This would be like if I had a stupid brother who was like running to the keyboard.
Yeah.
Just figuring it out for the first time.
It's like two keys.
Does this sound good? I'm like, I'm gonna throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah.
It's the same key over and over. Just
Jump!
Yeah.
So bad.
Go ahead and
We're
jump!
gonna hear the song. I got the remix now.
Yeah.
So fucking bad.
Yep.
Never
And they
let
can't
you
They can't hear it. That's
down.
the best part of that. Yeah. We're jamming, but
So again, I see Ez's face. He's upset about this.
Yep.
But for me,
Raise your
it's a
hand.
song.
Is Love Shack or this? This is getting turned off.
right? That's why this is my number one.
Yeah.
And Love Shack was my number two.
Nah, Love Shack.
But you're less
and then you
likely.
put groove in his no.
You're less likely to turn off Love Shack than you are. Wait. Yes. Then Jump because that's why.
I thought you were all right.
That's why I said you are right. But it's still a catchy song. As long as you get forced to listen to it. Jump.
jump, dump, dump,
Yeah.
dump, jump, dump, 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 dump.
Eddie's into it.
This is like pop
I'm gonna-
I
up
like Van Halen a lot,
videos.
by the way.
I'm gonna let it ride.
I do like Van Halen. I do.
I'm sure.
I have their albums and stuff.
They have a couple.
This
But here's the
song-
thing: the older and older a band gets, the worse and worse it gets. Like we heard this because our parents liked it, but
Sure.
now that
What about the Stones
I heard
and
them,
stuff?
I heard them. No, they're good, but
Yeah.
well, the Stones I really like. The Beatles I never liked, so it doesn't matter.
It's different hippie shit.
It's just not good. Like they just have like
Concept
bad rhythm. Their chords sound like their instruments are broken. They don't have good voices.
Fucking AC/DC.
But I'm saying like you hear that and you're like, okay, maybe when I was young it was cool. My dad liked it, but like the older and older I get, I'm like, stop. This is done. Like it's either played out or it's not good.
It's over with.
All right.
Right, and it's the style of the music though, because
It's
like if you play fucking
Right.
Anima,
See, like, I fuck with this.
like
This.
it's the same.
The window's down
Yeah,
and you're ready.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
go. Let's
fucking
be.
80 on 130.
We're gonna beeline down Wildwood right now.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Panama's great. You can
Sorry.
live.
Well, you have a number one coming
Oh,
up.
it's me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I had to jump ahead because you said jump, so I was like, All right. Well, let me step in here.
So I got
2 left.
2 left.
You got to choose one.
2
What's
left,
your
but I
number
had
1?
3 on here that I could choose from.
No. You have 1 left to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with "It's a Small World."
Disney.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Exactly.
I don't like any Disney songs.
I don't like them at all. But whenever I hear this goddamn song, whenever I was in Disney, whenever you're going through this stupid little ride when you're on the water, it's a small world after all.
Reminds me of Shrek.
Ruined every single time. And yep.
So I remember, like, this was like whenever we would talk about Disney, we would talk about this because we went when I was like fucking 5.
Oh
I don't remember going on the ride.
This is actually
but, like,
this is like
Terrible. Yeah, it is.
right, but okay, so you're going back to the
Oh my god, when I'm
It's-
fucking 12.
it's getting
riding
stuck in your
through this
head.
Water ride.
not the fact that you like it.
No, I hate it. Absolutely,
secretly
it sucks.
like
It's
it.
terrible.
Right.
this
This is
it's
terrible.
just like this couldn't be any
is
worse.
like torturous.
Put on
little-
jump. Put jump back
Yeah,
on.
please remix.
or at least
No.
Panama.
This is like
Like I just think like it's a small world, like one of those torturous like terror movies
Yeah,
that
and they're
like,
sung by like fucking
like
8-year-olds.
little 8-year-old
Yeah.
trolls that are
Yeah.
exactly.
they're probably chained up or
Yeah,
something.
my
Yeah.
mom gave me actually this fucking example, so
There you
she
go.
probably hates it as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure she does.
But she does love that ride in Disney, so no. she
I've never
does.
been to Disney.
What?
You didn't go on senior trip?
Your
No,
parents did not when you go to Disney.
no,
And they probably also hated the fucking 3-hour wait
Have you ever-
lines. And
Have you ever been to Universal?
no.
Have you ever been to
Florida.
Florida?
Yeah,
You ever
We
been
went
to
together.
Orlando?
Orlando. No, the only place in
You ever been
Florida
to Orlando?
Orlando.
we went to Fort Lauderdale and Miami.
Smart.
We didn't go to Miami.
Smart.
Did you go to Miami?
Yeah, we walked into Miami. We crossed the border and then we went right
Airport?
back.
Because I was gonna say, I think
Did you ever?
No, we were
like
just in
fucking
Fort
40 minutes.
Lauderdale.
Did you have a layover in Miami?
No, I never went to Miami either.
Yeah, it's
Just
not-
Fort Lauderdale.
Probably not that cool. Sounds like a lot of fake.
you're number 1.
Oh, did you? Oh,
it's a small world.
Oh, shit. My number 1 is Getting Jiggy with it, Will Smith.
Okay,
It's not good.
it's not good.
It's not good.
It's definitely not good.
There's actually like 3 or 4 Will Smith songs I can just be like this comes on and your parents will be like, oh yeah, remember? I'm just like, stop,
But see, like,
knock it off.
you see my head? It's already
Honestly,
a little bit.
Big Willie Style is
I
like
feel it's
up
Rick
there
Rick.
for
I feel
all-time
like it's
albums.
you.
I believe it.
Rick Rick's
What?
already. I feel
What?
like. Yep.
What?
That's why it sucks.
What? I mean,
See, I'll jam to a little bit. Yep. See, yeah, he's going. That's it.
Yeah,
So,
but,
yeah,
like,
that's it.
It's not
That's
really.
it.
It's not really good though.
But I could jam to it for a hot sec.
right, and you can play it at
A bar
Light.
mitzvah.
Anyway.
no, I'm saying at like a red light with your windows down.
Oh, for sure. Like some old dude
No,
probably.
no, no, no. I'm gonna stop you there because if you pulled up to a red light and you see a guy like bumping Big Willie style, and you're not gonna be like,
If I heard get
"You having a
jiggy
good
with it,
day, I guess, huh?" You're like, "No, come on, dude, stop."
So you're gonna say that more so than Grooves in the Heart and what was the other one that you didn't like from mine?
Love Shack.
Love Shack. So you're sitting at a light. On the left, a guy pulls up with the windows down, listening to Getting Jiggy with it. On the right, a guy pulls up with Love Shack playing. You're gonna be like, you go to fucking hell, guy playing Getting Jiggy with it, and you, what are you doing later? Let's get a beer. Guy
What if it was
playing
a
Love
girl
Shack.
playing Grooves in the Heart? Because you're
Versus-
sexist, so I'm just saying.
I was trying to keep it standard.
No, well, you're sexist. So
I was trying to keep it standard. I
no,
was gonna say a
you're
girl
ra-
playing
you're
Love
racist,
Shack and a
you're
guy
racist
playing.
and sexist, and I don't appreciate it. So,
That's it.
but I'm saying it's still not good if you see it at the red light. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, how about this? Picture a dude at the red light, no doors on his Jeep, lifted, and he's just like,
So
bobbing like that, I would be like, you.
So first off, why's it gotta be a dude in this Jeep?
Yeah, what's up?
because this is Will Smith playing.
Why can't it be a girl?
Got,
Black
only
girl.
guys can listen to Will Smith?
Yes.
Who's sexist now?
Yes.
Got him.
Yeah.
So versus the person that pulls up listening to Love Shack?
Why are you comparing my number one to
Because
anyone
you
else?
were like
What's
taking
your number one?
shots. My number one was Jump.
Yeah, that sucks too.
See, now you're just trying to pile on, man.
Yeah.
You're just trying to pile on. I'm just saying my list is better than your list. That's all I'm saying.
Pretty much.
Okay. This is
All
your
right.
top 5, so.
Eddie, give me your
You've had this plan for a
entire
month.
5-1.
Can I add the two?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh wait, yeah.
I'm going to put these two in.
Start with those two, and then
Call
do
Me
your
Maybe.
actual 5-1.
Call Me Maybe
Okay.
by Carly Rae
Jepsen.
Oh,
Jepsen.
maybe.
Terrible. And then Big Ed Potterson gave me this one. Hey Mickey, you're so fine.
Oh, that's just stop it.
Terrible.
If that was at a red light, I'd actually be
I think I would
furious.
run the red light.
I'd be furious.
I would rather.
That's
run the red
so
light than
bad.
get hit by a car.
Oh, You're just like,
Yep.
stop. What are you doing?
Like that in a no-door Jeep, blaring.
Come on, man.
I'm running. the
High
red
school's
light.
over, bro. You graduated in 88.
Yeah, that was Big Ed. He gave me that walking out the house tonight. Hey Mickey, I said, fuck. Who even sings that? He goes, Tony Song. I think,
Yeah,
hey Mickey, that's all
stop.
I need.
Give me your actual 5-1.
Gotcha. So, I have first 5, Baby, Justin Bieber, terrible song. Shake It Off, Taylor Swift. I was Smith. All About That Bass, Meghan Trainor. Call Me, Baby Shark.
Yeah, whatever.
Baby Shark, and It's a Small World.
Nice. Mine was Let's Get Loud, Party Up, Walking on Sunshine, Love Shack, and Jump.
I'm trying to think of some honorable mentions right now because there's so many. You're just like, oh.
There's so many.
So
I think we said a bunch.
You disagreed with the Will Smith, Big Willie style, huh?
Yeah, I did, because I respect Will Smith as an actor. He doesn't have to curse in his records. Well, I do, so fuck him. Fuck him too.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
You grab some teas out of there?
100%.
Who let the dogs out? I mean, come on, man.
That's a good start.
Fucking song.
Trouble, but
Electric Slide is a good one.
I actually like even that's not as bad as like.
Would you listen to it in the car?
No,
Exactly.
God, no.
So,
That's
no
how
way.
you know.
God,
That's
no.
how you know.
Yeah.
Trouble by Taylor Swift. Bye Bye Bye. I mean, Love Yourself was the only one on my
So
list where
bad.
I'd be like, all right, I can substitute that for something different
Right.
because it is a good song, but I just heard it too much. Like
Right.
they just beat it to fucking death. I mean,
And that's what I'm saying. That's kind of what happened with Party Up for me, because it's just been beat to death longer than Love Yourself. Love Yourself.
Love Yourself.
Love
dude.
Yourself. Love Yourself.
You know what other
It's a
song was
great
really-
shelf, man.
You know what
It's a
other
great
song
shelf.
was I still kind of like, but no other song was beaten into the fucking ground. Yeah, by Usher.
Oh
That's a good
my
one.
God,
Ooh.
that's a YMCA dance.
Or Get
song.
Low.
Chris Brown.
Get Low.
Yeah.
That was Lil Jon.
Lil Jon.
That was
Lil
like-
Jon on the east
it's
side.
like,
was it.
yeah. Get Low,
And getting jiggy with it.
That's it.
That's it. Eddie, thanks for coming on, bro.
Of course,
We
brother.
finally did it. It's not over, dude. Don't fucking put the mic away yet.
No, we still
Guys,
got
thanks for
Chucky's
listening.
beer.
Our first guest of the year 2.
But you guys might not know that because it might not air for a while. But
Yeah, we don't know when this is coming out. We're live in it. At Cuts by Posse.
Yep, that's it.
At Cuts by Posse. He's all booked up, so don't even try it.
Yeah,
Other
don't
than
be
that,
late.
thanks for coming on.
Don't
We'll
be
be back
late.
on for, we all have to watch the family documentary.
Yep.
We'll be on for that. You never even told that story about Lauren Hepworth, but whatever.
I don't know.
We can tell him real quick.
did you have a story?
Sure.
You did
that.
Oh, turn on the music. Turn on the music. It's a quick story. It's a quick
We're
story.
gonna run this back real quick.
It's a quick
Nobody's,
story.
nobody's gonna hear it because they already turned it
That's
off.
fine. Then they won't hear
That's
it.
probably better.
Good.
Is it a good story or a bad story?
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
story.
it's
Oh,
really
okay.
weird.
Because he believes in spirits.
Yeah, this will be a nice little
Oh shit!
extra little thing to the story.
Behind
So-
the scenes.
Yeah.
Bonus clip.
So
Boner jams 09.
I think you were in the day I had the dream.
Yeah.
And you can put this on the after we put this episode up. Put this in the Instagram. Be like, stay tuned after the credits.
Yeah.
This will be one of those fucking things that's weird.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
So I wake up. So just naturally, just fucking going to bed. Obviously, wake up and no. I had the dream.
Brush my teeth with the bottle of Jack.
Yeah, hold on, let me think.
It was
Alright.
all a dream.
Hold on, let me think. about
Used to
this.
read.
Do you want me to tell your story for you, or?
No, I think I remember it. So I had the dream that shout out Lauren Hepworth, Molly Bresnahan, graduated with him. Lauren
I had a
Hepworth.
dream about her too. Weird.
Oh, that's nice. So Lauren was my boss in my dream, and I remember her
No.
saying, "Yeah, right, yeah, it was just weird." So she was my boss in my dream, and I remember her saying that I need to talk to you for a second. and she said, "Come with me." So I remember we walked upstairs, and specifically she said, "Molly has someone that wants to come to the salon. Someone referenced her to you or this person to you, but she told them that she would give you or give them a 50% discount on the haircut." So I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Why would she ever say that? Like, I don't do that." Like,
That's cool. It's coming off
yeah,
your hand.
yeah. If you want to pay for it, I'm cool with that. So
Right.
whatever. So
Right, it's a dream.
calm down. So
You should let your boss talk to you that way, man.
So I was like, "Whoa, why would Molly do that?" Blah blah blah. Long story short, I guess I don't think I really got mad, but Lauren got mad and saying like, "Why wouldn't you do that? It's a discount. It's another client." Blah blah blah. Long story short, I woke up, and the first thing I woke up to, naturally, just like every other human in their life, they wake up and check their cell phone. So the first thing I did was look at my cell phone off the charger. Didn't charge it regularly. It's on like a little stand, so I took it off. And 4 minutes ago on the Snapchat, it said Lauren Hepworth. So I'm like, all right, this is already starting my morning. And mind you, it's 7:30 in the morning, so it's already fucking weird. So I opened the Snapchat, and it's a Snapchat of my dad's car or his truck, SUV, Trailblazer, whatever, driving to Philly, and the caption is, I'm always driving behind your parents going into Philly or something like that. So immediately I messaged Lauren. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, out of all the times that you sent me a Snapchat of my dad driving in front of you going into Philly, I have this weird fucking dream that you're my boss and you're telling me what to do and you're just in my dream and I had it of you while you send me my Snapchat as I awake 4 minutes before. It's probably the time that I was having the dream.
Right.
And literally 4 minutes later,
time that you're talking to her in your dream.
literally the whole shebang, and then 4 minutes later I'm waking up to literally her phone or my phone vibrating or whatever it did, and it was of Lauren Hepworth. And just the fact that out of all the time she says she drives behind my parents going into Philadelphia, she chooses to take the Snapchat that time of my dad. And mind you, that was the one Friday that my mom and dad didn't go into work early, so like my dad kind of has a leave room to leave whenever he wants. There's no pressure of getting my mom in there at the same time, so it's like they might not drive there at the same time every single day. Or
They work together?
They work together for the last 35 years, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, Federal Reserve, same shit, yep. So it was just weird that my mom
So
said,
you go back here and lock your ass in the Federal Reserve.
Exactly.
He still doesn't understand the concept of it.
So it was just, yeah.
The other guys.
Yep.
You guys didn't know.
The other guys, yep, no.
Dude, so what do you think that like goes back to?
Just, I don't fucking know.
Coincidence or something?
Do you think
Is
you
there something?
subconsciously woke up and saw the Snapchat?
Nope, not at all. And
That's what I was
the-
thinking. Because
and
but it was
that's-
only 4 minutes.
And that was the only thing. And literally, that's the first thing that I thought of when I woke up and I saw, because specifically, like, there's no other, like, I guess, picture or memory that I remember. It literally was 4 minutes ago, Lauren Hepworth. Like, there was no, I woke up, saw other text messages, clicked out of it, like, that was it. That was the only thing that was on my phone. There was nothing else.
You were saying that's only 4 minutes. According to Inception, that's not how dreams
It
work.
could have been 30 seconds. It
Right.
could have been 2 seconds.
Right. It's a different level. Remember the different
Yeah.
levels? You spend days at this one.
When you woke up, was the
hours
top
here.
still spinning, or was it starting to wind
Did it
down?
fall over or no?
That was it. 4
Could you
minutes.
see your kids' faces or no?
It had my
Guys, thanks for
psychedelic-
listening. Until next time, we don't know. You're gonna cry in the car. What are you gonna do?
I wish they were louder, like when we played it with the other.
Eddie, thanks for coming on. And the next time is we're gonna discuss the family.
Yep.
So that's our everybody's book report.
Part 2.
So we have probably, I'll give you like 2 months.
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna watch it like soon, and then you're not gonna come on for another fucking couple months,
And we'll all forget
and then I'll forget about it. That's what happened with Bob Lazar.
Ed Lazar.
Ed Lazar.
Ed Lazar out.
Yep.
Guys, thanks for listening. We love you. And here's the year 2.
Peace.
These are way colder.
Freezing cold.
Turn up, let's go.
Freezing cold.